into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, oh, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, Mzansi. It's a good day to have a great day today. And thank you so much for choosing your Feel Good Breakfast Show, bringing in the best of energy on another day of Youth Month.
Absolutely. It's a time where we get to celebrate. It's an entire month to celebrate. And if you've been around on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, you've seen the talent that we've brought forward. And hey, it's absolutely worthy of celebration. And we're going to be carrying on with that theme and everything from health to harmony, confidence to creativity. We're going to be kicking things off with an honest conversation about skin struggles and hormonal changes and how you can possibly, especially when it comes to young people, building confidence through it all. We've got the perfect conversation and the perfect panel for you.
Do you remember those phases with the
Well, it still comes through every now and then. I'm not in the clear.
That second puberty will also hit you later, but don't worry, we got you sorted. Then we celebrate the school that brought the ultimate cheers to the nation. Red Hill School, your 2025 5FM War Cry champions are in the studio. We're going to have a great time with
You're going
them.
to feel the goosebumps for that one. Expresso, espresso, we got you. We got you. Some impromptu cheers, that's what it's about this morning. And if that's not enough, we're going to gear up your Joburg Favorite Arts Weekend. We're talking about Redfest 2025. It's happening. We've got a special performance by the iconic Mzansi Youth Choir. So you are absolutely in for a treat this morning. And we're going to hype you up for that event that's taking place on Saturday, the 14th. That's the end of this week. That's this weekend.
Can't believe it.
So we got the plug for you this morning, Mzansi.
It's a good day to be right here. You know, you've got Carissa, you've got Ryle, but in Joburg, we've got something so incredibly special for you. You know Zanele, our beautiful girl, but somebody else seems to be joining her today.
Who could it be? Good morning.
Good morning, Cape Town, and good morning, Zansi. As you can see, yes, it is true. The Alfie is in the building. So good to see you. So good to see my Alfie. Zansi, you always know it's a party when you see this guy's face on your television. But it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful one, especially with us having just kicked off Youth Month, yeah?
Definitely. It's just Youth Month. We all know the struggles of having acne, body changes. It's just crazy being a young person, man.
It is. It comes with so many different things. And this is why, Mzansi, we want to hear from you on the social media streets, all in the name of our Good Morning Post. Please tell us, if you could give your younger self some bit of advice when it comes to either beauty or health, what would it be? Send us a voice note. The number is 063-036-9649. Or you can drop us just a tweet or even just a comment on hashtag Expresso Show on all social media platforms. For me, let me tell you very quickly, Zanele, go to the gym. The gym is calling. You're going to be round. And you could be Miss South Africa, but you don't want to go to the gym. That is mine.
Let me tell you, I share the same sentiments because... and this winter is only just starting, so you can imagine how crazy it's going to be. But go to the gym and drink your medicine. The vitamins, you need them, please, yes.
Exactly. It could be absolutely anything. Come through, Mzansi. We want to hear from you, all in the name of celebrating Youth Month. It's going to be a crazy show, as you can already tell. But before we get to any of that craziness, let's get into what's happening around the world with you, my beautiful Carissa.
Thank you so much, guys, and welcome, Alfie. So good to see you. 3 minutes after 6 o'clock, let's get into those national news headlines, where a man died after jumping from the rooftop of Hotel Sky in Cape Town on Monday afternoon, leaving the local community in shock. Now, Western Cape Police confirmed that Cape Town Central SAPS and crime scene experts are investigating the circumstances. A post-mortem will determine the individual's age, race, and exact cause of death. Authorities are appealing to the public for more information, and anyone who may have witnessed the incident is urged to contact Crime Stop on 08600 10111. In other national news, Higher Education Minister Nobuhle Nkabane has revealed that universities and TVET colleges owe the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, or NSFAS, a combined 11.94 billion rand for the 2017 to 2023 academic years. Of this, 10.46 billion rand is owed by universities and 1.48 billion rand by TVETs. The figures are pending a reconciliation process between NSFAS and the institutions. This revelation comes as NSFAS continues to face challenges, including delayed student allowances. In your international news making headlines, about 700 U.S. Marines are being deployed to Los Angeles to safeguard federal sites amid protests over President Donald Trump's immigration policies. Now, the temporary deployment, announced by U.S. Northern Command, comes as National Guard reinforcements remain en route. Trump-backed calls for Governor Gavin Newsom's arrest after California opposed National Guard deployment, fueling further political division. Meanwhile, Israeli naval forces boarded and seized the British-flagged yacht Madeleine, carrying Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and other pro-Palestinian activists on Monday. The vessel tried to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza to deliver symbolic aid and highlight the humanitarian crisis. Israel called the mission a, quote, stunt and labeled Thunberg an, quote, anti-Semite. Passengers, including French MEP Rima Hassan, were detained in international waters and taken to Ashdod port for medical checks. And closing off your first bit of news today, a 7-year study by South African and UK universities revealed that removing rhino horns drastically reduces poaching. Researchers analyzed nearly 2,300 rhinos dehorned between 2017 and 2023 across 10 reserves in the Greater Kruger region and a Mozambican sanctuary. Poaching dropped by 78% in these areas, despite almost 2,000 rhinos being killed during the study period. Now, the findings, published in Science, highlight dehorning as an effective, affordable method to protect the world's largest rhino population from illegal hunting. Well, that is where we leave your 6 o'clock news. Let's get into those first sporting headlines with Ryle.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Yes, let's dive into sport for the first time. And Kevin De Bruyne netted a late winner as Belgium edged Wales 4-3 after surrendering a 3-0 lead in their 2026 World Cup qualifier. Now, early goals from Romelu Lukaku, Telemans and Doku gave Belgium control, but Wales hit back to level. Now, De Bruyne sealed the win in the 88th minute, handing Craig Bellamy his first loss as Wales boss. Well, we stick to football news right now, and Manchester City have signed Wolves left-back Rayyan Ait-Nouri for £31 million on a 5-year deal. Now, the Algeria international will be available for the upcoming Club World Cup, where City face Wydad, AC, Al Ain and Juventus. And City are also closing in on deals for AC Milan's Tiani Rangers as well as Lyon's Rayyan Cherki. Well, from football, we move to rugby, and Scotland prop Zander Ferguson has been ruled out of the British and Irish Lions tour to Australia, and that's due to a calf injury. Now, Ireland's Finlay Beelmans has replaced him in the squad, and the Lions began preparations in Dublin on Monday with a Portugal training camp ahead of their June 20 opener against Argentina and 3 tests starting July the 19th. Definitely going to be a treat for winter, but let's move to the world of cricket, where Hashim Amla, Graham Smith and Mahendra Singh Dhoni are all among the 7 new inductees into the ICC Hall of Fame. Now, Amla made history with a 311 not-out test knock, while Smith captained a record 109 tests. Now, also honoured is Matthew Hayden, Daniel Vittori, San Amir, as well as Sarah Taylor for their impact across men's and women's cricket. Well, that's a round of a sport. We'll do it all again in an hour. But for now, though, let's see how we can assist you when it comes to the world of weather.
Thank you so much, Ryle. In your first bit of weather news, the South African Weather Service has issued alerts for disruptive snowfall, and that is across parts of the Free State, Eastern Cape and Northern Cape. A cut-off low pressure system will bring wet, windy and very cold conditions to central and southern South Africa, excluding Limpopo and parts of the northwest. Now, snow is expected along the Lesotho border and in mountainous areas where several passes may become inaccessible. Residents and farmers are urged to take safety precautions. Now, before we leave your weather news, you already know we have to check in with that sunrise view of this hour. And representing the East Rand out in Gauteng is Julie, who sent this beautiful image coming from Brakpan. Absolutely stunning. I personally don't believe Brakpan has ever looked better than this. Thank you for capturing such a wonderful morning view. A bit of a moody day as well, Julie, but let me tell you that you can expect an 11-degree average on your side of town. Thank you for sharing your morning view with us, and continue with this behavior, all right? On 0630369649. We look forward to checking in at 7 and 8 o'clock. But for now, let's get into your temperatures for your Tuesday morning.
And those were your temperatures. And now to Money Matters, Panda Pusher Play Powerball and Powerball Plus to win yourself an estimated 36 million rands in jackpots this Tuesday. Play Powerball for an estimated 20 million rands and Powerball Plus for 16 million. What would you do?
Sana, so much. So many things I would do.
Come on, please, yes. But how do they play?
And honestly and truly, I feel like no matter who you are, you would be so lucky to not just receive this money, but be able to have it at your disposal to do anything you want. So this is why, friend, we say, please head on over and buy your tickets now in store, or you can use nationallottery.co.za. You can also use cell phone banking. There's also the mobile app. But on top of that, you can simply dial *120*7529# for USSD. And my friend, everything we've said here, all of the details, they're on our Expresso pages, and you can do the things that need to be done. Because why would you not want to win?
Oh, come on. Everyone wants to win.
Exactly.
Cape Town family, do you guys want to win in the mother city? What are you guys doing there?
Oh, baby, we've already won. Let me tell you that much. No, 36 million is a lot of money
That's
to
a lot
get
of money,
into.
man. I've got 36
Goodness.
people that I can think of that would definitely not be getting that money.
Oh, you went the other way. No, I absolutely
It's
love
all
that.
mine.
Thank you guys for telling us about the lotto today. But let's tell you about what else is coming up on the show. I know, Raul, you're going to handle the problems when it comes to acne.
Ooh, listen, I think not just for the youngsters, even though it is Youth Month, but I think all of us deal with this. We're talking about skin problems, eczema, acne, it's things that are affecting us, our self-confidence, and we've got a conversation that might just help you deal with it all and put you at ease.
Oh my goodness, and I know that you're sitting there with a pen and paper. We'll get into that in just a bit, and then of course we have to touch base with our War Cry champions. 5FM have crowned them, and we have to celebrate Red Hill School, and we can't wait to do that. We got to bring the chias. What was that thing again?
I don't know, I just bet it up. Expresso show.
Yeah.
See you all around the corner. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, I'm Zanzi. Welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show, opening up on ST right now. And considering it is a Tuesday, it means it is a Health Tuesday. And we're choosing to bring you the best in conversation and the best in assisting you when it comes to things like acne, which isn't just skin deep. I think this is what impacts confidence. Acne impacts identity and emotional health. And I think for many teens and young adults, it's one of the biggest hurdles during puberty. So how much of it is hormonal? How much of it is lifestyle? And how can we take the stigma out of bad skin days? Well, to help us unpack the science and the solutions, we are joined by pediatrician Dr. Anisa Vahid, as well as dermatologist Dr. Nompelo Gansho in the building. One of the most incredible panels I can think of to help us discern between this chaos. Firstly, ladies, how are we doing this morning?
Good, nice and warm.
Warming up. Listen, the skin's looking good and it's glowing, so clearly products of the product. But let's talk about this first, Dr. Gansho. What do we see in the mirror when we're looking at acne, when we're looking at eczema and these things that we maybe don't like on our face? What is it actually that we're looking at? What are the most common types of these acnes that may occur?
So the most common one is what we call comedonal acne. So what basically that is your blackheads and your whiteheads, which is the common thing that everyone knows. And what everyone don't see is what we call back acne. It basically means all those red pimples with pus and all on the back. And also another one that is severe that can lead to scarring is your nodular-cystic acne. So it's those big ones,
The ones that everyone just doesn't want to go to school
that
with.
makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah, man, we've all been
those
through
ones,
that. So, Dr. Vahid, what's actually happening here? Is this puberty? Is it hormones? Like, what's going on in the body that's resulting in this look?
So I think when parents are thinking about their teenagers and the big word puberty, and I think there's a lot of things that's going on to transition to adulthood. So there's not just the physical changes, but there's a lot of things that's going on below the skin. And I think that's where our dermatologists are always concentrating on what's happening below the skin. And the big thing is it's hormones. So puberty hormones are the big triggers. So primarily our androgens. So our testosterone is normally one of the big triggers that normally starts off our acne, and that will start our sebaceous glands producing excess sebum, and then that'll start that nasty cascade of like acne and oil and clogged pores, and that's when we'll start kind of going into like, do we need to actually clean the skin? What are we doing? And especially with our females, it's that estrogen. So it's that cyclical estrogen that will activate a lot of those glands to reactivate that acne every month.
Okay, as complex as this might sound for many, this is kind of alluding to the fact that this is normal.
Yes.
Right? There's nothing wrong with us if we're going through this process. We shouldn't be looking in the mirror thinking, oh, there's something wrong with me, I have a problem. Or
Everyone goes through
a
it.
natural process that we'll go through. But when it comes to, let's say, Dr. Gansho, things like our diet, our stress, maybe even sleep, does this have a further impact on our skin and, let's say, these breakouts or the appearance that we are talking about right now?
So as Anissa have said, there's those factors involved, the sebum production, the hormones and all. So the diet basically is one of the factors that can. So research has showed that when you are eating food that is high in glycemic, so which means white bread, the fizzy drinks, your sodas, they can also make you to produce more sebum and inflammation and stress levels. So when you're stressed up, your stress hormones, which is your cortisol, get increased. When that is high, it also leads to that androgen, your sebum production and the inflammation, so which also adds to you getting acne. Not sleeping. When you don't sleep, you don't shed off your skin, so your pores become blocked, and then there is that inflammation on your skin. There's a bacteria associated with acne that feeds on that sebum, and then you ended up with the inflammation. And also your skin don't heal properly, so all of those things are important for you to have a good skin, and also good skin care to help those to unplug and clog your pores and all of
if
that.
we can get these factors right, it can
Everything,
potentially assist us in reducing the effects that these sort of transitions are going to have on our bodies. Now, here's maybe more of a more loaded question, Dr. Vahid. Maybe I can ask you this. There's like a stigma around this appearance, this transition that we go through. I mean, I even dealt with it in school as well. And it's a difficult thing to go through. Now, I mean, your kids come up to you and they're struggling with this like issue and like, Mom, I want to do something about my face and my appearance. What can be done? How should parents deal with this when teens are expressing that they are like being picked on, being made fun of, and they're not happy with their own appearance?
So acne's not just a temporary thing, it's a lifelong thing. And I
Yeah.
think our big thing is that trying to teach our children that they need to learn how to deal with the acne, but also what's going on with their body changes. Because I think the sooner that us parents start teaching our children how to deal with their body, how to deal with the acne, how to treat it properly, they're not going to run into issues already in adulthood, but we can avoid those further complications. But I think the big thing also is we're dealing with a lot of bullying and low self-esteem. And I think with research that's going on, that actually if we don't control that early on, that's going to lead towards anxiety and depression already later on. So we need to kind of go into that body positivity already as early as like 8 and 9 years old, so that we can actually avoid all of those further complications from complications of scarring, but also those behavioral issues.
It's so crazy because I think to myself, like I remember when being in school and so many of us were dealing with this problem, but I think because we were all dealing with it together, it kind of made it like a bit of like the norm in a sense. And I think this is really a conversation that needs to happen more often because this is the norm that we're literally talking about. Before we go though, and I know we do have a part 2 to this, but from both of your perspectives, when do you think it is a good time to maybe seek actual help when the problem has gotten to a point where you actually need to look beyond the personal care that you're taking and seek help from a dermatologist, a pediatrician, or professional?
Yeah, I think for me, if you have been, because everyone always go to over-the-counter products, so if you have been using those for 6 to 8 months and you are not seeing anything, it's time for you to go. But also those severe acne, I think also for skin of color, what is important is the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which is actually the thing that makes them to go and seek for help. Remember, acne scars. So that's what causes the low self-esteem, that scarring that you have from acne. So I think also it is important that we also say, if you have tried, it's not working, or your self-esteem, you're not feeling good, just go early because the doctors can script you something that will work much better than what you get over the counter.
Oh, this is absolute sage advice. Ladies, thank you so much. We aren't going to be going anywhere with this conversation, carrying on and diving deep into the issues that are resulting in this appearance, in this transition, and of course, our teens that are going through it right now. Before we do, though, it is Health Tuesday, so let's see what Chris has on her side of the fronts when it comes to assisting and standing on the front line.
It absolutely is Health Tuesday, which is why I want you to step inside our Pharmacy of the Week, where care meets courage. And of course, this is brought to you by our friends at Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Now, this week, we're shining a well-deserved spotlight on the heart of Ermelo. It is pharmacy at Spa Orient out in Mpumalanga. From trusted advice to everyday care, their team continues to uplift community with dedication, but most importantly, with heart. So let's take a look.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
As pharmacists, we play a vital role in healthcare, which extends beyond dispensing. We counsel, educate, and support our patients, and most importantly, care for our patients by ensuring optimal treatment and promoting rational drug use. Serving my community isn't just my job, it's my responsibility and privilege. As a pharmacist in a small town like Ermelo, my community holds deep importance to me because I'm not just a health professional. I'm also a neighbor, a friend, and a familiar face to the community. I believe healthcare goes beyond prescriptions and consultations. It's about building trust and understanding the local needs, thus offering personalized care. Every opportunity to educate and offer a helping hand helps strengthen the bond with the people around you.
Pharmacy-initiated therapy is a powerful tool to improve access to healthcare. It reflects the evolving role of pharmacists in the community. Brave to me as a pharmacist means while waking up every day, coming to work, facing your hardships, regardless of the hardships and your personal challenges, coming in and just helping the people and being strong and being there for your community.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Coming up after the break, hormonal imbalances and its effect on your skin. And then 5FM War Cry Champions of 2025, Red Hill brings the khies. Join us after this short break. This is your feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, you can make my day.
Feeling blocked and stuffy? Don't let sinus pressure slow you down. Break free with Expugen, your go-to for fast relief this winter. Breathe easier, feel better, get back to being you. And how about 2,000 Rand cash to brighten your week? Just answer the weekly question on Expresso's social pages using hashtag #AdcockOTC Winter to enter. Entries close this Sunday. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, I'm Zanzi. Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and welcome back to some incredible conversation. It's Health Tuesday, and I couldn't be more proud to have these incredible panels together. And of course, as we celebrate Youth Month, we've got a health chat with Dr. Anisa Vahid as well as Dr. Nompelo Goncha, who is, again, and both of them looking beyond acne and into how hormones, gut health, and even social media pressures are influencing the way young people view their skin. So ladies, thank you for part one of our conversation. It really educated us in terms of understanding the normality of acne and what we go through as young teens, right? I wanted to ask you, maybe Dr. Vahid, in terms of hormones and those imbalances, can it trigger maybe more severe or prolonged effects?
I think so. So I think what we tend to find is sometimes when we start seeing acne starting off a bit too early, that'll already trigger us to say there's a hormone imbalance.
What's too early when you...
So 8-year-old is, so for puberty to start, it normally starts 8 years old for girls and around 9 years old for boys.
Okay.
So if we're seeing that from already the ages of 2 to 3 years old and they're starting to come out with that typical puberty acne, we're already going, no, something's going on.
Okay.
Because we need to get on top of those hormones early on to not only help the skin, but also growth and development. So we're looking at what's going on with physical changes and what's going on with the acne. But if there's something that's out of the norm, or we're looking at and we're seeing that there's something else that's going on in their body that's just kind of triggering us to say there's a hormone imbalance, we need to get on top of it and investigate it early on so that we can make sure that we can get onto treatment early.
Okay, that makes absolute sense. Now, Dr. Goncha, if I could maybe play a hypothetical here. Let's pretend that both of you were best friends in school, both representing the same sort of skin problems and outbreaks, and you're both having these issues. Would you treat your skin differently to Dr. Vahid, considering that you have a darker complexion, you have black skin, and that might result in different treatment? Is that maybe the case? Would it be the case in this example?
It's actually nice that you mentioned that because we just found out now in the back room that we're both from the Eastern Cape.
So this could have been an example, actually.
Yes. So to answer your question, it's actually when it comes to skin of color, the biggest thing is scarring. So I always say to my patient, white skin is forgiving compared to the black skin.
Yeah.
And also another thing that people tend to forget is black skin is very sensitive. So acne treatment, it irritates the skin. So when it comes to giving anything to a black skin, you have to take that into consideration. So you have to start slow, and then you tell your patients, this is what's going to happen. But if there's any reaction, you need to see those people. So it's basically starting slow and increasing, even with oral medication, is the same. And also that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, it lingers on for a black skin.
Sure, look at my scars now. I'm like, why are they so dark? Why do they stand out like this? They don't want to blend in.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Okay, that makes absolute sense. Dr. Vahid, is there a connection between our gut health? Because we've been having conversations about for quite some time this year, realizing it's connected to so much, our stress, our health. Is our skin also in some way connected to this too?
So there's an ongoing evidence going between, we call it the gut, brain, and skin axis. So where what you take in and what you digest and how your body controls those mechanisms will control how your brain controls the body and how your skin will show off those changes. So we're looking at things like how inflammation will happen. So if your gut is kind of regulating those short chain fatty acids with inflammation, that might kind of go out of whack if your gut health isn't good. We're looking at also immune function. So if your immune system isn't really regulating properly, you're going to be an increased risk of getting infections, and that can control also how your acne gets infected. The other big thing is your metabolism. So obviously if you're taking in too many foods, like the junk foods that was mentioned earlier, then your sugar metabolism will also increase that amount of oiliness in your skin.
Gosh, and this is like junk food time for a teen. That's all they want to be chowing. It's like kryptonite. No, okay. So there's a cost to all these decisions we make, but I think there's a bigger cost when we look at things like social media. We look at how we are seeing this perfect world, perfect skin, almost creating this unrealistic standard of beauty, which isn't real. I mean, everybody's going through these transitions. Everyone's going through these problems. Dr. Gonsha, how do you think our teens are internalizing this unrealistic beauty standard, and what can we do to eradicate this? Because it's not the norm.
I think for me it's double the impact because I have a 16-year-old in my house and I deal with teenagers most of the time.
You've seen this right now, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. So I think what I also preach in my house, when I see my patients in my work as well, it's important that they know that what they see in social media is not for real.
Yes.
So I always try and go back. Let's look at those people in real life without the filters, because the influencers, we see them all the time. They come, their skin is not perfect, they want the treatment. So I think us as doctors, it's important that we teach the teenagers that what they see outside is not for real. We give them the truth, what is happening, with the help of the parents as well. And so that they can understand this is the phase they are going through. There are treatments involved and nothing is perfect. I think teaching them about the skin health is important. Use the products that are driven by science behind. That is very important. Treat as early as possible, explain what is going on, and adjust true information to them in this world that is full of misinformation is very important. So we just have to guide them through.
Guide, discern, and just sift through all the nonsense, essentially. I think with it being Youth Month, I can't be more grateful for both of you being on the couch. So thank you for your sage words of wisdom.
As well.
If we can leave us with maybe just some imparting words of wisdom, just to add to this, maybe to our youngsters out there that are dealing with these issues, dealing with skin problems. In hindsight, what advice would you have to them, considering that you've been through this process as well?
I think the big thing for me is that learn to know your own body. I think early on, because if you know how to manage your flare-ups, when a flare-up happens, it's not going to be such a big deal.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing is don't let your outer appearance define who you really are. I think you need to be confident in your skin early on.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much. I can't be more grateful, and I think you've definitely given us a reason to be proud and confident in our own skin, and that's what it's about. Mzansi Health Tuesday couldn't be any better, but we're going to keep the show rolling on.
We are indeed such a great and insightful conversation. Thank you so much. Looking at Youth Month, and happy Youth Month to you if no one has said it already. Under 35 only. I'm just joking. Listen, acne braces, changing bodies. We all know the struggles of being young, all right? And if you could give your younger self one beauty or even health tip, what would it be? This is the question that we pose to you across our socials and on our WhatsApp line. To send those voice notes on 0630369649. And you came through clutch with all great comments, letting us know exactly what we could tell our younger selves, maybe even implement it today. Well, Mark Gavin says, good morning, Expresso Show. Good morning, family. One health tip, too much stress can make the skin more sensitive and trigger acne breakouts and other skin conditions. I love that, Mark. It's as if you were just listening to our conversation. We got to remember that the skin is also an organ, all right? We also have one from Avini Avi saying, good morning, fam. Good morning. Focus on yourself. Some simple and beautiful advice there. Thank you so much for that wonderful reminder. Indie Gold saying, I tell her your skin is your crown. Wear it with pride. I got teased for being dark in a multiracial school. Well, who's going to skin tanning and thickening their lips now? I love that. You got to own the body and the skin that you're in. Indeed, thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful message. And thank you to you, Mzansi, for continuing to let us know what you would tell your younger self. And I'm pretty sure that it would still have that impact in yourself today. For now, though, let's check in with Raul to see what else is coming up on the show.
I absolutely love that flex. Look at me now. Well played, and thank you so much for the comments, Mzansi. But we've got every reason to stick around right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and a lot of reason because, hey, have you ever heard of an agripreneur? Well, yeah, MTN has done exactly that, celebrating agripreneurs in an incredible occasion. And on top of this, not just our agripreneurs, but we're also going to be heading to our 5FM war cry, bringing the gears all the way from Red Hill. And I hope you are ready for it, because Zanele is going to bring you in for a treat. So, Mzansi, here's your reason to not go anywhere. Maybe just grab a coffee, but come straight right back. We'll see you soon.
Want to unlock the secrets of beauty innovation? Here's your chance to win exclusive tickets to Beauty University 2025. Simply purchase any of the featured L'Oreal products and WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 081 010 0429. And you could be in attendance at the unforgettable Beauty University, happening on Saturday 28 June in Johannesburg. Competition closes Monday 16 June. T's and C's apply. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3 Mzansi, and it's always so good to be with you, especially when we are celebrating our superstars. And this morning, I'm talking about the future of this country. Now listen, when we talk about school gees, it is Red Hill School that has taken it to yet another level when we talk about the 5FM War Cry Championship for 2025, where, my friend, it was all about the cheers, the chants, and just the vibe. And honestly and truly, there were so many incredible entries that came through from all over the country. However, today, it is all about the ones who took it all the way to the top and allowed everyone to see just what it means to be a school that has got the gees and has got the vibe indeed. Before we get to chatting to these incredible humans that are with us today, let's take a look at how exactly they did in the 5FM War Cry Championship. Now, Red Hill School did not just take in terms of just the beautiful title of being the champions of the 5FM War Cry Championship, my friends. They stole the spotlight altogether, and today we're so excited to welcome the team that was instrumental in making that happen. I'm talking about the executive head. It is none other than Joseph Gerasi, as well as the three incredible leaders at the school. It is Kate, Chad, and Rorisang. Everyone, let's give them a feel-good welcome, please. Guys, welcome to the show. So what, do I call you champions now?
You call us champions.
I love that. I love that. And when people ask you how you are, do you say winning? Is that how you are? I think so. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, that's how we are. We're winning.
You're winning, 100%.
Yeah.
Guys, congratulations. It's so huge what you did. I mean, from dozens of entries, you guys came out on top. But, sir, I want to start with you.
Yep.
Mr. Gerasi, talk
Yep.
to me. What does this win mean for, you know, just the community of Red Hill School?
So at Red Hill, we really do like to do well. I mean, we do well academically in the arts, sports. But when the guys brought me this idea of we're going to enter a War Cry Championship, I thought, no, that's really not that we don't play in those orders. I mean,
Mr.
you know, it's not what I see Red Hill as being. You know, these War Cry champions. But you know what? I believe in these guys. Okay? So I said, do it, go for it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Then I saw we were getting further and further and further, and I remember speaking to the lady that works with me, and I said to her, give them whatever they need. I want this one. I want to win this one.
I love
I want to
that.
show that Red Hill can also be War Cry champions. That we've got the gears, that we can be right up there with schools that you traditionally think of as War Cry champs. And then we went and won it. I've never been more proud, and I've really been exceptionally proud of these guys here. I mean, they made it happen.
Yes.
Our champion over here, our spirit master, Rory Sung, together with Chad and Kate. It was a wonderful experience, and our community really, really loved it.
I love that. And guys, did you have an I told you so moment with Mr. Gerasi? Were you
Yes,
like, so we
I
told
think
you?
so. I
We
think
get to-
so, yes.
I love that. And Mr. Gerasi, thank you for trusting the kids. This is our
Always.
future. I love that. Chad, talk to me a little bit just about, you know, that moment at the SABC when Nick Hammond said that you guys are the winners. What was going through your mind?
Well, this process of the competition, it really was immense. We went top 5, top 3, and we got invited to this prize giving on the day.
Yes.
And when we showed up, and there was no other school in our category, I think we were just overwhelmed. We knew at that point we were the winners.
Yes.
We had this pride in our community that brought us there, that backed us the whole way. And I think we expected it, but we were so proud, we were so excited, and we're so happy to bring something forward.
Guys, I mean, you brought more than something forward. You brought everything. You took the whole show, which we absolutely love. But talk to me, Kate, in terms of you guys making sure that you've created something that stood out. You know, what was the process? How did you guys get to that?
I think the key thing was just we wanted to show what our school is like. So what came across on the video and in the entries is just, this is what Red Hill is, this is what it's like almost every day.
Yeah.
And just showing the culture of the school, I think that's what really set us apart.
You're so right. I wanted to apply to Red Hill after I saw your guys' videos. It was very exciting. But talk to me a little bit, Mr. Spirit Leader. When we now get to you guys just kind of really, I mean, just like Chad said, it was immense in terms of the competition and what you guys had to go through. How did you guys deal with the pressure? Especially like knowing that there's all these other schools and stuff. Like, what did you guys do to get through it?
No, there was a lot of pressure. But what we came to do was just show what we're capable of.
Yes.
And I think we did that well with a combination of things like the synchronized in the video, how we were synchronized, how we all coordinated uniforms. We just had fun, and I think it showed in the video.
Oh, and it worked, honey. It definitely worked. But guys, talk to me. What was your favorite part about just this whole process for you? What do you take away from it?
I think we take away, we're quite a small school, we're not known for our war cries, but we take away is that we have the spirit to give. We have things that we're capable of that no one would have ever thought we were capable of.
Nice.
So we really can do the unexpected when we believe in ourselves.
I love that. Oh, you guys, our future is safe. I'm not worried about the country because you guys have shown us that, listen, it really is a good place that we are in when it comes to our youth. So thank you guys, and thank you for allowing us to celebrate you guys along with celebrating Youth Month in such a great way. And to you, Mr. Jarazi, for leading the youth the way that you are. Thank you.
Absolutely. Small school, big heart.
Come on! And even bigger gears. That's the beautiful thing, Mzansi, is that they are going to be allowing your morning to be filled exactly with that, because they are going to be performing for you that very item that won them the title at the 5M War Cry Championship for 2025. I'm so excited for us, you and for me, okay? Because we're going to be getting into it in a little bit. But for now, let's head on over to Cape TZ for Sheezy. My babies, are you still good?
Oh man, I'm really just like feeling the gears. I got goosebumps just listening to that and
everywhere.
watching that. But it's so cool to see some of these youngsters literally coming alive with all their brothers and sisters with them. And I mean, this is just like gears epitomized.
I would say so. And also the teacher at the helm of it all. We love you, sir. You definitely are encouraging the next gen to just take it a step
I
up.
wish I had cool teachers like that. But listen, we're going to keep the cool going because everything from boardrooms to farming fields. We're talking about MTN employees who are trading suits for soil and signal bars for seedlings. Yeah, you're hearing correctly. And as the 18th edition of the Yellow Care kicks off, this year's theme is Connecting at the Roots. And it isn't just a slogan, it's a call to action.
Oh, I like that. Turning it into something we can see on the ground. Alongside Earth Hub Africa, MTN is empowering the next wave of agripreneurs with game-changing tools like drones and also live crop dashboards.
Oh, cool.
But it's about more than just smart farming. It actually is about tackling youth unemployment and bridging the rural digital divide and planting the seeds of real sustainable change.
Oh, I'm here for the change. And listen, and all that is happening is where it matters most, right? And that's on the ground and in our communities. So our very own, our main man, Harmony, steps into the fields of Hartebeer's Port to see how MTN is helping South Africa grow one connection at a time. Let's check it out. I know that this man is always absolutely loving these adventures, Carissa, and seeing him get stuck in is really just part of the inspiration for me. It's not just smoke and mirrors and us looking good and glam, because that's my former top billing wage right there. But the fact that he loves to get stuck in and have impact. And I gotta say, salute you, Harmony, for doing the most and bringing this story to our forefront, because I really think right now, in this day and age of fast processed, instant gratification, we need to look back at the importance of our soil.
Bring it back to the base.
Back to the base, back to the source. Harmony, what you got for us, brother? Let's check it out.
Yellow Care 2025 shines a spotlight on the urgent need to bridge the digital divide, especially in rural, remote, and underserved communities. Right now, I am at Earth Hub Africa in Hartebeespoort Dam for the official launch of the MTN annual Employee Volunteerism campaign, which showcases youth-led agri-tech and its impact on food security, education, and employment. Devesh, what are the 21 days of Yellow Care, and why is it so important to MTN?
21 Days of Yellow Care is actually an initiative that was born in 2007. All of our staff mobilize in the month of June for 21 days of giving back. But for us, it's not just about giving back, it's also about connecting with the community, building sustainability with the community, because it's communities that power MTN.
It's beautiful that you want to connect with the community. What is this year's theme, Connecting at the Roots, about?
It's about helping out with employment in the country, and most of all, actually connecting with the land. And essentially, as MTN, our game is driving connectivity And so what we're looking for is driving digital inclusion. Reaching out together with Earth Hub, we're going to train 10 agripreneurs. So firstly, we're going to fund their education. Secondly, we're also going to equip them with the necessary tech to assist them in smart farming. This is tech which generally small farmers won't have access to, but it's been proven to have improvements of yield in almost 3 times.
Agricologist International is a private training institution. We've been selected in this initiative as the training partner, and we have been involved in the selection process of our 10 young entrepreneurs, and through the next year we'll be training them in plant production on a national certificate level, hoping that we're going to teach them a skill that can replicate, because what we've seen is if you start with a group like this, it's only 10, next year they become our champions, we replicate the project, each of them train 10 people again, the year after we do 100 people, and then we could do 1,000 people. We are excited to be involved with MTN and all the other partners, the Department of Agriculture, and for us it's just showcasing what we've achieved and also a starting point for measuring where we will be in a year.
I'm hoping to gain a lot because I see myself as someone who's big, maybe manager, managing people and having my own farm really.
The staff are actually the heart, they're the engine of this entire program. This year for 21 days our employees will come out here, they'll experience the land, they'll assist in planting and ploughing and helping the farmers. But over and above that they'll also connect and also educate a little bit about the digital technologies that are available.
Why did you create Earth Hub Africa, and what's the core mission?
Agriculture is such a foundational industry, and we recognize that such an industry can absorb a lot of young people, not only to create work, but technical skills as well, and also looking at it as an industry that can aggregate emerging farmers that can support the commercial industry.
It's such a great initiative, and it's even better when you have partners. What makes your partnership with MTN unique?
It's unique in a way that they're supporting a community that is really close by, especially within the 21 days of Yellow Care, where it is focused on community. And this is really at the heart of Earth Hub. Community becomes the center of how we operate.
What interested me about Earth Hub is that they give a lot of youth opportunities, especially people who are interested in the agricultural industry. You'll be able to learn and also have more knowledge about agriculture. After this program, I do believe that I see myself in the next 5 years owning my own farm and also supplying for the big stores.
Everyone can look at an opportunity at investing in initiatives like this. So Earth Hub has really got something great going here, and you can look at investing in similar types of initiatives. And then I think, if nothing else, really helping get the message out. So using our hashtag, Rooted with MTN, you can basically push and drive this message out there.
So this food is being grown by the youth. What does it mean for the school to receive produce from this field?
It helps us a lot because we use it to cook for our learners at the school, because our learners, they come to school very hungry.
This looks like a good one. So we have sowed our seedlings, we've come and removed the weeds, and then we have harvested, all in a day's work. It's a good harvest.
Hey Coco, yazi into James Nompo. Sesitumile cabanga.
Man, when MTM says today they're making moves, they mean it from the bottom of their hearts.
Yep.
And I love the fact that they're going on the ground, preparing even the next gen of people that may be unemployed to get into that commercial space of farming and take care of their families.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got to say, our boy Harmony, a young nature boy coming out of you, bro. Absolutely loved how you were vibing and resonating with the area. And I think this is what it's absolutely all about, connecting at the roots. And that's definitely what Yellow Care has shown us today, and hopefully to continue all throughout the year and years to come, because can you imagine what that soil is going to produce?
Absolutely.
Good food, good fuel, and good nutrition for us.
Oh, the future's looking bright. Thank
Yep.
you so much, MTN. We love the work that you're doing, and we hope that you will continue down this path. And while we also do good work right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, listen, somebody that I admire so much. I mean, if Shurufatso wasn't enough earlier this week, we've got Nomzamo Mbata that's coming on through, just talking about her impact in the education space and how she's really going to be shining a light on the next generation.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to see what this woman is doing, because she's always uplifting and turning magic in all the spaces she plays in. But speaking of magic, we get to see that magic happen right now. The winning war cry from Red Hill. Yes, it's going down in Zanzi. You get front row seats to the action, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you around the corner.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hey, I'm Zanzi. Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, opening up on S3 and opening you up to incredible conversation, incredible opportunities. And speaking of opportunities, it's not just the fact that we're celebrating our youth, but celebrating the opportunity for you to put lots of millions in your pocket. And that's the opportunity you have today if you play Powerball, Powerball Plus, and Powerball Plus for 36 million rand in total estimated jackpots. It's happening this Tuesday. We don't want you to miss out. I'm seeing this information come on my screen right now, and I'm absolutely blown away. So you got the Powerball for an estimated 20 million rand. That's your first option, right? And then there's the Powerball Plus for an estimated, I'm just making sure I'm seeing this correctly, 16 million rand in total estimated jackpots. So there's a lot of millions on the line here, Mzansi. And all you got to do is the following. Buy your tickets now in store on the nationallottery.co.za website. The mobile app, you can use cell phone banking or simply dial *120 *7529#. And then just follow the USSDs. It's really that simple. But we've added the opportunity for you to get involved in this by putting all these details on our Expresso social media pages. So you can literally go check them out right now. And here's a reminder, in case you're wondering what's happening, right? So we've got the Powerball and the Powerball Plus for an estimated 36 million rand in total estimated jackpots. It's happening today, so all I'm going to say to you is get involved, go play now, and wishing you nothing but good luck, because this could be a huge payday, but only if you get involved.
Thank you so much, Raul. It's just hit 7 o'clock. Let's get into your national news headlines. Now, we start off here where a man died after jumping from the rooftop of Hotel Sky in Cape Town. That happened Monday afternoon, leaving the local community in shock. Western Cape Police confirmed that Cape Town Central SAPS and crime scene experts are investigating the circumstances. A post-mortem will determine the individual's age, race, and exact cause of death. Authorities are appealing to the public for information. Now, anyone who may have witnessed the incident is urged to contact Crime Stop on 08600 10111. In other national news, Higher Education Minister Nobuhle Nkabane has revealed that universities and TVET colleges owe the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, or NSFAS, a combined 11.94 billion rand for the 2017 to 2023 academic years. Of this, 10.46 billion rand is owed by universities and 1.48 billion rand by TVETs. Now, the figures are pending a reconciliation process between NSFAS and the institutions. This revelation comes as NSFAS continues to face challenges, including delayed students' allowances. In your international news, making headlines, about 700 U.S. Marines are being deployed to Los Angeles to safeguard federal sites amid protests, and that's over President Donald Trump's immigration policies. The temporary deployment announced by U.S. Northern Command comes as National Guard reinforcements remain en route. Now, Trump-backed calls for Governor Gavin Newsom's arrest after California opposed National Guard deployment, fueling further political division. Meanwhile, Israeli naval forces boarded and seized the British-flagged yacht Madeleine, carrying Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and other pro-Palestinian activists on Monday. The vessel tried to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza to deliver symbolic aid and highlight the humanitarian crisis. Israel called the mission a, quote, stunt and labeled Thunberg as an anti-Semite. Passengers, including French MEP Rima Hassan, were detained in international waters and taken to Ashdod port for medical checks. Now, closing off here, after the Comrades Marathon, while most supporters and media packed up, 2 women from the Witness newspaper stayed behind to help clean the litter left from the race. Working alongside eThekwini municipality's waste cleaners, they collected discarded water packs and cups, showing admirable environmental responsibility. Now, the actions shared in a social media post inspired many South Africans who praised their dedication and community spirit, reminding everyone of the importance of caring for shared spaces. A great way to restore faith back into humanity. Huge congrats to those 2 women for setting the example. So we leave your 7 o'clock news for now, though. Let's get into the latest sporting headlines with Ryle.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Yes, once again, let's dive into the world of sport and starting with football. Now, Kevin De Bruyne netted a late winner as Belgium edged Wales 4-3 after surrendering a 3-0 lead in their 2026 World Cup qualifier. Now, early goals from Lukaku, Tielemans and Doku gave Belgium control, but Wales hit back to level. Now, De Bruyne sealed the win in the 88th minute, handing Craig Bellamy his first loss as Wales' boss. Well, we stick to football news, and Manchester City have signed Wolves left-back Rayan Atanui for €31 million on a 5-year deal. Now, the Algeria international will be available for the upcoming Club World Cup, where City face Wydad AC, Al Ain and Juventus. And City are also closing in on deals for AC Milan's Tijani Rangers, as well as Lyon's Rayan Cherki. Well, from football, we move to rugby news, and Scotland prop Zander Ferguson has been ruled out of the British and Irish Lions tour to Australia due to a calf injury. Now, Ireland's Finlay Billams replaces him in the squad, and the Lions began preparations in Dublin on Monday with a Portugal training camp ahead of their June 20 opener, and that was against Argentina, and 3 tests are starting on July the 19th. Well, lots of action to look forward to, and we move from there to cricket, where Hashim Amla, Graham Smith and MS Dhoni have all been named among 7 new inductees into the ICC Hall of Fame. Now, Amla made history with a 311 not-out test knock, while Smith captained a record 109 tests. Now, also honoured was Matthew Hayden, Daniel Vittori, Sana Mir, as well as Sarah Taylor. And that's all for the impact across men's and women's cricket. Well, for now, though, many of you heading out on the road, so let's see how we can assist you in the world of traffic.
So, Zanzi, we want to make sure that the rest of your morning is as feel-good as you started it off. This is why we want to guide you through the roads, yeah? So, in Gauteng, Randburg, traffic is extremely slow-moving as a result of congestion along the N1 northbound between Rivonia and Malibongwe Drive. Allow for added travel time over there in terms of your morning commute, won't you? Then over in the mother city, unfortunately, there's a stationary vehicle on the N2 inbound at Melbourne Road. It's resulting in a left lane obstruction and delays are expected over there. So please do make sure that heading into rush hour traffic, you do just make sure that you have a little bit of time over there. We're going to be keeping you up to date with everything else you need to know. But first and foremost, let's get into your weather with Alfie.
South Africa, let's look at that weather. The South African Weather Service has issued alerts for disruptive snowfall across parts of the Free State, Eastern Cape and Northern Cape. It's snowing in South Africa, guys. Please be careful. A cut-off of low pressure system will bring wet, windy and very cold conditions in central southern parts of South Africa, excluding Limpopo and parts of the northwest. Also expect some snow across the Lesotho border, so farmers and residents are cautioned to please be safe on the road. And let's look at that sunrise view this morning. It's sent to us by Avron from St. Helena Bay, where it's 17 degrees. It looks absolutely stunning. There's nothing more beautiful than the sun rising. It just makes you think everything is going to be absolutely okay. Let's look at what those temperatures are looking like this morning.
Zanzi, I always tell you, no matter the weather, as long as we're together, it's going to be a feel-good morning indeed. And you are in the best place because we still got so much coming up. But right about now, we need to follow on our promise.
That cheers.
Yeah, the cheers that is being brought by Red Hill School. Did you have any war cries at your school when you were younger?
Willemo High, we were like, tamache,
as a result, you would not have won, Sana, exactly, because that is very much plagiarism, exactly. But my school wouldn't have either, okay, friends? And this is why we are being led by Red Hill School. So are you ready to make some noise for the cheers?
Definitely.
Okay, sure. Let's go.
Good.
Let's go.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
Zanzi, give it up for the champions of the 2025 5FM War Cry Championship. It is none other than Red Hill School.
Open it up, ooh, open it up, ooh, open it up, ooh, open it up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
That's how it starts. Welcome back, Mzansi. Clearly, you're in for a treat. You're in for some laughs right now because we both cannot get a grip of what's about to go down. It's lastminute.com.
It is last minute.
Obviously, the weekend is around the corner, and I think many of us will be in that position where it's like, oh, I forgot about Father's
I
Day.
know, and I relate to that entirely. You sorted.
I'm not actually. I need some help here. Are you?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Well, listen, this is, I think, the perfect excuse to shower our dad with love, attention, and, of course, the perfect gift, too. So, Krista, whether you are looking for something small, something thoughtful, something sweet or luxurious, I think always has something that every dad, especially yours, will definitely, absolutely love.
I think so.
I think it's time to play a game, and maybe we can help you with this one because it's called the Guess It game. It's the Guess It Father's Day edition. And between Carissa and I, we've got 4 boxes in front of us, right? In these boxes are probably all the perfect gifts for our parents, our dads, or those figures,
father figures,
father figures out there that we have and love to cherish. So we're each going to be given 30 seconds to describe to each other what is in the box.
I like this.
We have no idea what's inside of this. You guys, however, are going to be able to see this while we are explaining. The person behind you will have no idea, but hopefully we can get it right. Does this make
Okay,
sense?
I'm pretty good at this.
Okay, so I'm in the hot seat. Carissa's going to be the one explaining. I can't see what's there. The cameras have been hidden from me. So we've got 30 seconds to do this.
All
Sometimes
right.
you can maybe play along if you're not watching. Just block your eyes. But in 3, 2, 1, let's go, Carissa.
Okay,
What is it?
okay. So it's something you enjoy, consume.
Can you
It's a
drink
food. It's a food.
a food, a chocolate?
No. Basically, it's made with oats, but it's like hard when you bite into
cookie.
it. Close, but it comes in squares like this.
A crunchy?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, the
Okay.
next one
Put
you
a
go
crunchy in there?
sleep in it.
Pajamas.
Yes.
Yes, we got it. High
With 10
fives.
seconds to spare.
So wait, I want to see it. What's it look
yes,
like?
Please. So
Oh,
it's a roasted nut and oat crunchy.
Beautiful.
A whole pack of those.
Love that.
And then look at Snoopy pajamas.
And this is absolutely perfect. I love the fact that it's a long sleeve. It is winter, so they're
Exactly.
sorting us out in the nip.
And it says kick back and relax, which is what we want our dads to do.
Okay, that was quite fun. You ready to switch it up?
Yes, let's
Get in
switch
the hot
over.
seat.
Oh, I got the big one too.
What was this? The cover. Let me just
Yeah.
fly that away. Oopsie. Sorry about that. Okay, in 30 seconds, you guys ready?
You don't know your own strength, man.
2, 1, let's go. Ooh, okay, this definitely wakes you up in the morning.
Coffee.
Yes, but
Okay.
it's the packaged version. Right, so what's
Okay.
in the package before you make
Ground
it?
coffee, beans, coffee
Yeah,
beans,
yes. And then along with that, we've also got something that you use to consume it.
a mug, a
Yes,
dad mug.
yes. And then also another thing that you'd use to actually make it. So like, pretend like squashing out the bean, getting out the flavor.
A coffee plunger.
Yes, we got another winner. That was awesome. And I didn't mention it, but there's a bit of chuckles inside there. But let me show this off from Zanzi. A beautifully sort of engraved and embossed dad mug, which I absolutely love. I love the earth colors on this, and then obviously the plunger to match. So a perfect combination.
Oh, I like
And
that.
then you've got the coffee beans, organic all African espresso coffee beans from Woolworths. The perfect trio. The perfect way to wake dad up on
And my dad
Father's
does.
Day.
First thing that kettle goes on in the morning, he makes a cup for himself and my mom.
I'm not going to throw this away because I almost broke the studio. So I'm going to place this down very gently and move to round 2. Let's
Are
go.
you ready? Who's
3,
winning? I think
2,
it's me.
1. Bring it on.
Oh, this is nice. Every dad wants this. It is nyams. It's meat.
Oh, like braai?
No, but it's like ready to eat.
Ready to eat meat.
Yes,
Biltong.
yes.
Come on, of course.
And then also, you would love this too. If you head up into the mountains and you have something warm, what am I drinking it out
Oh,
of?
like a flask
Yes,
or something.
that's it. We got it.
Nicely done. This is a nature
10
boy pack.
seconds to
You got a nature
spare.
boy dad out there or an adventurous dad? I think he would
This
absolutely
is the one.
love this.
Would your dad like something like this?
I think he would, but he'd only like it because he's not going to be the one that's doing anything other than asking me for it when we get to the destination. I'm going to have to do all the
here
work.
for it.
I'm sure Dad would love this.
And every dad loves the biltong.
Road trips, adventures, something to snack on, something to have a good conversation about. A booyah. So we got the last round coming up in Mzansi in
see.
3, 2, 1. Let's go. Whoa. Okay, let's start off with something you can also snack on. You also snack on with biltong. Yes, okay, so that's 1 of 3. We've got something that you chew on in a bar format. It's not a chocolate though, but it's
a nougat.
Yeah, wow! Nicely done. And then lastly, it grows. You can water it.
A plant.
Yeah, but together it goes in a
pot plant.
Yeah! guys, look how cool this is.
Let's see the plant.
And again, look how cute that is.
A
Yay.
succulent.
Again, this is a gift that will literally last a lifetime, especially a succulent. Like, even if your dad doesn't have green fingers, I don't think you can kill a succulent. Like, you can try your very best, but it's going to be hard. And this will remind him of the moment that you cherished your love with him.
Aww.
Obviously, a great snack, great conversation, and I think this was just a great game to be a part of. Mzansi, I want to do this again because that was fun.
Okay, one more.
Fly that.
Okay, no one died in that moment. Love it.
But this is absolutely incredible. Have fun and have an opportunity to get some last-minute gifting ideas. We clearly got you covered because you can spoil Dad this Father's Day with Woolworths. There's a selection of must-have gifts, as you can clearly see. And these you can shop in-store, online, and of course on the app.
But wait, there's more. We've got a 1,000 Rand Woolies gift card to give away. So to enter, find the Woolies competition post on the Expresso, Facebook, X, or even Instagram pages, and then just answer this one question. What do you value most about your either dad or your father figure in your life? And don't forget to include that qualifying hashtag Woolies Father's Day. Now, this competition closes on Thursday, the 12th of June, 2025 at midnight. And T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. The only question I have, though, is who won?
Who won?
Who won?
It's a good question. Let's cover it. I think we all won that one.
Boo.
That was perfect. We were all winners, but I think your dad's going to be a winner if you get these
ultimate winner.
gifts. And let me tell you, he's going to be absolutely blown away. We're keeping it hot. We're keeping it spicy. And hey, speaking of spicy,
I like the way you did that.
I know G-Man did something absolutely spicy. He had a trip and discovered all the spices and flavors of Cape Herb spices and flavors. So definitely going to be diving into that into that sort of journey.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that G-Man absolutely loves. He loves getting out there and just doing the most.
I like that. What he'll also love, even though we'll have to keep it for him maybe for tomorrow, is a delicious taco. It's Tuesday, so it's obviously Taco Tuesdays. We're going to put some mince in there, add some great spices in it. It's going to be delectable, so stick around to find out exactly what that's all about.
Yum.
Want to unlock the secrets of beauty innovation? Here's your chance to win exclusive tickets to Beauty University 2025. Simply purchase any of the featured L'Oreal products and WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 081 010 0429. And you could be in attendance at the unforgettable Beauty University, happening on Saturday 28 June in Johannesburg. Competition closes Monday 16 June. T's and C's apply. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you for choosing us on this chilly Tuesday morning. I've got just the thing to heat you up, though, because they say that good neighbors add a bit of spice to life, and ours literally do. Just a stone's throw away from our studios right here in the Mother City sits Cape Herb and Spice, a proudly Cape Town brand that's been turning up the flavor in kitchens around the world for over 30 years. Yes, that's 3 decades. So in honor of World Herb and Spice Day, which happens today, Graham went to their flavor-packed factory to see how this local legend crafts bottles but also boxes boldness one blend at a time.
World Herb and Spice Day. I like the sound of that. It sounds very Expresso. It gives us an opportunity to celebrate the flavors that have shaped culture for centuries. Now, for the last 30 of those magical years, Cape Herb and Spice has been taking the bold, distinctive flavors of Cape Town to tables across the globe. So we're going to lean into that today and find out how this very proud homegrown brand is leading the charge in the global spice market. Hey, how are you? How's it going? Just looking around here, I'm realizing how many of these spices are in my rack right now. Clearly, you guys are getting it right. And I know that's on the back of a heavy focus on innovation, on being that market leader. What has got you excited right now? Where's your R&D going?
I'm really excited that the consumer is getting excited. The consumer is getting excited about different types of cuisine, different flavors, even different textures. And we can now start offering all that in our products. So it causes crazy development and all kinds of opportunities, and it's coming out in amazing products.
What has got you most excited when we look at the flavors that are making waves right now? What is your focus on?
Specific ingredients, we're looking at different types of chilies when you're getting specific about chili varietals, different kind of Korean flavors, the sweet and spicy chilies. So we're dipping into all of that. And what's interesting that's come out recently and just organically grown is this interesting kind of sprinkle spices, almost topper spices. So it started with our chili crunch. The next thing we're doing everything seasoning, and suddenly we realized a range has just evolved. So we're just doing more and more around that.
Stepping into the Cape Herb and Spice Factory kind of had all the flavor of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but umami. I absolutely love the smell. I love the energy, the buzz in there. Obviously, a massive employment opportunity for the Cape, which I love. Anything happening in the foodie space like that, I know what it means to the people working there, and you can see the culture here. Everyone loves what they are doing.
So we are there to create the convenience for the consumer so that they get the instant solution that they're looking for, but it's all underpinned by quality. So we are sourcing directly, we're doing a minimum of EU standard, and it's just coming through on every level. So it's definitely what we stand for in everything we do.
Certainly the world is taking notice. Let's talk about that. How is the world responding to this incredible innovation?
We say to ourselves that the vision is to be in the top 10 brands in all the markets we play in, and we're starting to win that. So a few years ago, we entered the UK market, and we're now sitting in about number 5 for seasoning brands.
Wow.
Which is really been an amazing journey. We've entered into Norway, even Mexico. We've done Switzerland last year. It's really, really exciting.
So I'm going to get personal here for a second. If I had to walk into your kitchen, your pantry, and open up your spice cupboard, what would be that one spice, maybe that combo, the OG that you lean on the most?
The thing I generally reach for are the rubs. Totally obsessed. Every meal, every day, one of the rubs are kind of making an appearance. I think I use probably the most is the Greek lemon and herb. Divine chicken, lamb, veggies, anything. It's amazing.
Okay, well, it is World Herb and Spice Day, and obviously being Expresso, we're going to celebrate by cooking and using as many spices and herbs as we can. How would you choose to celebrate this incredible day?
Well, I get a little bit obsessed about getting something right, whether it's starting with an ingredient or an idea. And last week I had an amazing meal in Sweden of a ragu, like a veal ragu. And I'm on a mission to try and recreate this dish. So I've started finding all the ingredients and looking at recipes and planning my 8-hour cooking extravaganza. So that's scheduled.
I came in empty-handed. I leave with a global spice adventure in my hand. I cannot wait to find out how our Expresso foodie team is going to embrace these recipes and which one they're going to choose. But I think Cape Herb and Spice have proven to me today that flavor has the ability to connect us, to inspire us, certainly, and to elevate every meal. Now, which one are we going to cook in the Expresso kitchen? Got to choose one because life is too short to be bland.
Well, G-Man, I will tell you one thing. I think you're going to be super proud of this one because word on the street and in the kitchen is that Raul's turning up the heat today. Now, he's getting ready to cook up something absolutely delicious, of course, with Cape Herb and Spice. And let's just say that we heard that it's going to bring some serious salsa energy. So get ready because your taste buds are about to dance.
Yeah, get ready to dance. It's Cape Herb and Spice, and we're going to make it more than nice. You like what I did there? But obviously, I'm very excited about this one, as you can tell. Big smile on my face because I never knew about how incredible these products actually are. I knew that the spices were good, but I didn't know how they were packaging it in such a unique way. We'll plug you in that in just a bit, but hey, let's talk about it because after that flavor-filled factory tour, we absolutely couldn't resist bringing a little Cape Herb and Spice magic back to the studio in honor of World Spice Day, which, hey, it's today. Now, with their bold spice blends and super handy meal solution boxes, we are whipping up something quick, something tasty, and it's absolutely, totally crave-worthy. It's a Mexican beef taco. Yum! And of course, Carissa can't resist this one. And more importantly, the fact that this is probably the coolest thing about what we are doing right now.
Okay.
Check this out. I got a taco spice box, right?
Nice.
From Cape Herb and Spice. But this ain't just your regular Herb and Spice box because on the back, it's got everything that I need. I don't know if the cameraman can actually zoom in and see what this is, but literally it says everything that you'll need. So I need some onions, I need some diced canola oil, diced onions, canola oil. I need my Cape Herb Spice taco mix, which I've got, that box is ticked. I need 500 grams of mince and a tin of whole peeled tomatoes chopped. And optional is a tin of corn, kidney beans, or black beans.
Oh my gosh,
right?
we literally have all of that.
Yes, and then the entire method is on the pack. So I literally just need this, and I don't even need to think about anything. So let's put this recipe together by using just this box,
I like
okay?
it. I didn't even know that we had taco seasoning in South Africa.
It's a thing.
Wow.
Okay, so officially, I'm going to read the box. We need 1 tablespoon of canola oil. That's already in the pan. We need onions diced and chopped. We've already got it in the pan. So simply got to put the pan on and maybe saute that if you can. Next step over here in terms of what we'll need is 2 tablespoons of Cape Herb and Spice taco spice, which we've got, and then we need to add some mince to it. So we've already got the onions sauteed. We're going to throw some mince on this like you've seen in the recipe because that's what it's telling us to do. So
Fantastic.
Let's do exactly that.
We got our spice in here or no?
We don't have it yet, but I'm going to actually literally pop that on now. We're going to slightly just work some of that mince.
Okay, got you.
Not too cooked though, because we want that spice to blend in, create a nice bath of ambiance and flavor. So
I like the way you said that.
I can't help it, man.
An ambiance of flavors for our mince.
That's exactly what it is. And again, I'm thinking this is so cool because it's not just like the taco spice mix that you have here, but there are so many other options. And while you're cooking up the mince, I want to talk to you, Mzansi, because listen, Cape Herb and Spice is doing the absolute most. It's also a woman-founded startup that has grown into a globally respected and successful brand, right? Now, they source, blend, and package herbs, spices, and even teas, and they are supplying top retailers in over 30 countries. So they have gone international, something for us to get behind and celebrate. And last year alone, Cape Herb and Spice entered new markets in 7 countries, and that's including Poland, Brazil, Switzerland, Mexico, the Czech Republic, Norway, and Denmark. Hey, I'm heading to Norway soon. I can't wait to get some of these flavors. But Cape Herb and Spice also introduced the world's first clear grocery grinders for salt, spices, and seasoning. So it's adding some decor detail to it as well.
like that.
Before I get caught up, I'll plug you on the rest of it, but I've got to add this delicious spice to our mix.
I
So
love
this
to
thing
smell it.
asks for 2 tablespoons. That's about like 4 teaspoons, I suppose.
Ooh, that smells incredible.
Oh, wow, it does smell incredible. So I'm going to pop that in there. I know it says tablespoons. I've got a teaspoon here, so just kind of double that up. And already you can see the flavors coming to life on this one.
Yes.
And literally, that's like, I don't even know how many spices involved in that, but it takes the guesswork out. It takes the mixing and the inspiration from the ancestors. You know what I mean?
All
It
of that's
literally
gone.
eliminates all of that and just makes it so much easier. And all I've got to pay attention to is following the next few steps, right?
Nice.
You've already heated up the oil. You've already added the onion. You sauteed it. We've added the spice blend.
And it
following,
smells incredible.
And the beef, so that's already done. And now we're just going to reduce this to medium heat. And then we'll add some tomato and let it simmer for 15 minutes. So pretty much instead of tomato, what we're going to do is have a little bit of a mix and add some black bean.
Extra
because
protein, baby.
advice on the box was that it is optional to add corn, kidney bean, or black beans. So we've got that right here. I'm gonna pop that in, and we're gonna finish off this incredible recipe because it's pretty much done after this. Once that recipe is all put together,
it'll cook away.
Yeah, we can fast forward to the future, and this is what it's gonna end up looking like. Now we can just have fun with this and put it all together. How are you feeling? Are you feeling strong this morning?
Yes.
Ready to smash some
Ah,
avo?
that was a trick question.
Get it going.
Though. Let's
so
go.
while you're smashing the avo, what's so cool about this is that obviously Cape Herb and Spice also has a smashed avo seasoning. So again, taking the guesswork out, you literally can add that to your smashed avo.
Let's go with
Get a load of that.
And they've got two options, either the sprinkle or the pour.
Yeah, so the pour is probably for like more recipes when you really want to douse a lot of it in, or you want to
nice.
get a measurement going. And I think the other side is for
Sprinkle.
sprinkling, for something as
Nice.
perfect as what we're doing right now.
I'm actually going to go for the pour.
Yeah. And then I think it's pretty much have fun with it. These also got so many cool options. It's not just the avo, but we've got a chili spice here. So you want to add a kick to it, you definitely can do that as well. So pretty much done and dusted. This recipe is complete. And then getting a whiff of the spices
there. I'm about to sneeze.
There's a lot of the good stuff. Don't stress about that, but Carissa, let's put it together.
Yes.
We are in the finale.
Ooh,
You
hot
get to have
show.
fun with this and choose how you want to layer this. What are you going to do? I think we can create our own version.
I'm going mince first.
Mince first? I'm going to just be different then and go for avo first.
Okay, let's swap.
Let's dance. Let's do the things. Again, Mzansi, have fun with this one. Get creative with your taco, especially if you have like something that's a favorite for you.
Yeah,
that you
I
wanna
love a
add.
fish taco.
Ooh, yeah. I haven't had that in
Delicious.
ages. A fish taco sounds incredible. But again, you've got spices for all the occasions, so you don't have to worry about much. Our tacos are coming together.
Nice. That was a lot of avo. Oh, I like the way you did that.
You see what I did there? Yeah, a little bit of a switch up.
Let's
Forgot
go.
my seasoning.
Yeah, you can have some
Thank
more
you
if
so
you
much.
want.
Get some of the spice on there. Open
Let's
that
get
up.
some pico de gallo.
This is like a cool way to actually get like everybody involved in meal prep time.
Yes.
Just kind of have an assortment of ingredients, how you want to add it, you get creative with it.
Yeah.
And I think more importantly, have fun with it. So Mzansi, you get to decide whose looks the best.
Well, let's put them next to each other.
Put them next
and
to
you
each other
can
and see.
decide.
I don't think there's much to go. Oh, yeah, yours looks a lot better because you got like a double serving.
More.
No fair.
Ryle, come
I went for
on,
the
man.
diet edition. Well, listen, this is absolutely amazing. Cheers to that. Before I bite into this, I want to plug you in and say, get your hands on this mouth-watering recipe. It's available at expressoshow.com. And of course, that is how we get excited about everything involved in this. And I want you to listen up because in celebration of World Herb and Spice Day, Cape Herb and Spice are giving you the chance to be one of 4 winners of a Cape Herb and Spice flavored filled hamper. And listen, if you want to know how to get involved, then here's how. What does it taste like?
Delicious. That crunch?
Bring on the yum. It's spicy and I like it a lot. That's so good. Nicely done.
In celebration of World Herb and Spice Day, we're giving you the chance to win a flavor-packed Cape Herb and Spice hamper to take your cooking to the next level. To enter, simply tell us how Cape Herb and Spice has helped you spice up your cooking game. Don't forget to use hashtag Cape Herb and Spice in your answer. Competition closes Friday the 13th of June. T's and C's apply.
Mzansi, I'm so glad that you have made the decision to still be with us this morning because we've got so many things that we still need to do, right? I always tell you this because it's always action-packed, right? However, we also always get into really important conversations. And this morning, my friend, when I tell you that well-being isn't just a workplace perk, it is actually something that is a business essential, I tell you the truth. Now, Bonita's Medical Fund is one that genuinely believes in this and also always encourages it when it comes to the workplace because at the end of the day, when we look at South Africa, we know that when our mental health is not in the right right place, we're not able to be productive. But we also know that unfortunately we do have the burden of having chronic diseases becoming more and more within South Africans. So this is why taking care of that well-being, particularly of your employees, is so important. And someone who is here to actually let us know just how important it is none other than the Principal Officer of Bonitas Medical Fund. I'm talking about Lee Kalakopin, who is here to let us know as well just how much we can do that for ourselves as well as our fellow people in our workplace. Everyone, let's give him a feel-good welcome, please. It's Lee. Lee, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me again.
Of course. Welcome back. I love it when we have these conversations because it's always about the health and it being our wealth, right?
Most definitely.
100%.
So key.
But Lee, I want to ask you this morning to be our President Cyril Ramaphosa, right? And I want you to give us the State of the Nation address when we talk about the status of corporate well-being in South Africa. Where exactly are we looking at?
Well, what we have noticed is that corporate well-being is becoming so essential for corporates. As what you said, it's a non-negotiable essential for the corporate and for actually the economy of South Africa.
Yes.
You know, most recent research has shown us in terms of where employers don't have a well-integrated well-being program and wellness program, that it actually impacts their bottom line and in turn impacts the economy. You know, interesting fact, at least 15% of employees are actually off work each day as a result of, you know, absenteeism. That is a direct correlation between their sickness and well-being. And the unfortunate aspect around it is that, you know, approximately half of employers do not have what we call an employee assistance program that looks at it holistically. Not only the medical aid in terms of, you know, when I get sick, I can go to the doctor, but also looking at the psychosocial, financial, and spiritual well-being of employees. That is so important in terms of actually driving the wellness of its employees and driving down that absenteeism costs and the impact on the bottom line.
I love that. And I genuinely feel like, you know, when you give us numbers, Lee, you can't fight them. You know what I'm saying? It's the facts at the end of the day. But now let's talk about, you know, how it goes beyond health. Because medical aid obviously gives you peace of mind. But why does medical aid, you know, matter particularly for corporates? And why is it so important for your employees to have medical aid?
Yeah. To the point, I think it starts at the social responsibility level. If you think about education and health, it's a fundamental right. We should all have access. And when employers hire employees, not only the employee, but the family at home, the extended family. You know, we all mums and dads and we worry about the well-being of our kids being at school, that they're fit to study. And even when mum and dad is at work, that they're actually fit and mentally well to perform their work and earn an income. So, you know, it's important for corporates to actually enable that access to a good, solid medical aid and a holistic well-being program. Because think about it, driving to work, you could be in an accident, access to emergency, access to speedy recovery. All of those aspects are critical, and a medical aid and a proper integrated well-being program at an employer level is so essential in terms of taking care of your employees and their family, and more so the sustainability of the organization for those employees to be productive.
100%. And we want productivity, Mos.
100%.
Exactly.
That's what Mzansi is all about.
Do you know what I mean? I was literally going to say the same thing. But this is why then I need to ask you, please, Lee, because I feel like, you know, sometimes we need to break it down for people just to sort of understand what exactly it is that we're fighting here. What are some of the concerns that we're actually facing in the workplace? And yes, every business is different, but, you know, what are the common ones in South Africa?
Look, this is a serious fight that we need to fight. The onset of metabolic syndrome. And what does it just mean in simple terms? It's a cluster of health conditions that gives rise to higher risk of strokes, heart disease, diabetes, and unfortunately our lifestyle choices doesn't assist in all of that. You know, high sugar intake, stress at work, excessive alcohol consumption and tobacco consumption. These all give rise to higher metabolic syndrome on those diseases that I've mentioned. And more so also links back to non-communicable diseases. Do you know an interesting fact? Is that if one considers that 80% of people that's obese is more likely to have metabolic syndrome. And even 40% of people that is normal weight is also prone to it. And that affects chronic conditions or the onset of chronic conditions. The second component, which is what you touched on, mental health. You know, physical illness actually gives rise or has a correlation to actual mental well-being.
Yeah,
And,
that
and
makes
on
sense.
our data that we're observing is that most employees are reporting stress and anxiety. And these are
Yeah.
all impacting the bottom line and access to healthcare for those employees. And a medical aid is essential in it.
Exactly. And speaking of medical aid, let's jump on into how exactly Bonitas is helping the corporates, you know, just in terms of making sure that their employees can be the healthiest that they can be and have that support.
100%. So from a Bonitas perspective, it starts fundamentally how we design our products.
Yes.
And over the last number of years, we've moved away from sick care to preventative care. So we've designed our actual options and our benefits in terms of preventative healthcare. So you can do screening, whether it is, you know, a mammogram or for the ladies,
Yeah.
or in terms of being able to do any other screening to identify your healthcare upfront. That's the first thing, is preventative care. Detection is so important. So for our corporates, we introduce actually wellness days where we come physically to your offices, help employees to screen and understand if there's metabolic syndrome challenges, etc.
Yes.
But the most exciting one, the last one, or the last two, is actually the launch of our new exciting program in July, where we actually, through behavioral science, want to reward and encourage people to understand their lifestyle conditions, their financial well-being, and help them to be educated around that. And all of those aspects, we hope will improve the health and well-being of the corporate and employee. And finally, our care programs. There's so many exciting ones that we've designed. Like our back and neck program for rehabilitation. You know, we sometimes sit funny at work.
Too long,
100%.
yes.
And what about mum and toddler? Right? In
You guys
terms
have
of
it
being
all,
able to sleep.
Lee.
Those are
Yes.
aspects. And for our older people, such as myself, hearing sometimes becomes a problem. So audiology screening is critical. And these are all packaged on as part of Bonita. So I can't do justice to all of them. So visit our website to learn more around all our care programs and some of our preventative care strategies that we offer corporates.
Listen, you guys are doing the Lord's work. We appreciate you, Lee. Thank you
Amen.
so much.
Thank you.
And also, more than anything else, I want to quickly ask, is my workplace paying for my holiday part of well-being, perhaps?
I cannot confirm
Or nor deny. That's fine. I like that. You know, a plausible deniability. Thank you very much, Lee. Amazing. Friends, it is Bonita's Medical Fund that is saying to you that you indeed 100% can have the most productive workforce. You can have one that is thriving, but it all starts with that well-being and taking care of it. So looking after your employees can be as easy as you just calling up Bonita's and allowing them to come and take care of your beautiful people that are allowing your business to be what it needs to be. Yeah, right about now, I need you to make sure that you make the right decision, because Bonita's Medical Fund, they got you. Right now, I need you to also get ready, my friend, because coming up, we're going to be chatting to the beautiful Nomza Mambata, who in fact is going to be in the building. She is here to shine a light on such incredible things that she is doing. And trust me, you do not want to miss out on it. Then we are also going to be getting into some more informative conversations all around you and being your better self. You do not want to go anywhere. We've got a whole lot coming up right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stick around.
Dreaming of the ultimate kitchen glow up? You could win a fully fitted Easy Life kitchen worth 450,000 Rand, complete with premium Caesarstone countertops and 50,000 Rand installation covered by ABSA. Head to your nearest Easy Life kitchen showroom, scan the QR code, strike a selfie in your favorite kitchen setup, and fill out the in-store entry form. Kitchen dreams made easy. Entries close 30th of June. T's and C's on easylifekitchens.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, I'm Zanti. Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Tuesday, but we're choosing to spend it with you, especially the next conversation, which we're going to bring a little bit of depth to. So brace yourself for some moments.
I like that. From aha moments to heartfelt life lessons, we're brewing real talk that truly just stirs the soul. And joining us as we pour out some truths with Jacobs and registered counselor Sadia Southgate in our segment called Cup of Wisdom. And who better to bring in with all the pearls of wisdom than Miss Sadia South? So welcome back.
Yeah, can't wait for it. Bring it on. She is here as we promised. Sadia's in the building, and like we promised, we're going to bring in some beautiful moments to reflect on. So let's do exactly that.
Yeah,
Ready?
let's get straight into it. I would love to make you guys some coffee as we talk about this too. But sometimes, you know, the first sip of coffee is what you need to get you through the day. And then you also just need some guidance. So let's get into the Jacobs instant range.
Oh, well, thank
How
you.
do you take your coffee?
No sugar.
No sugar. And do you take it black?
Straight up, no fuss, just the real deal.
Yes,
I like that.
sometimes
I like
milk, but oat milk. But I'd stick to black.
Ooh.
Okay, but one
Yes, chef.
spoon for everyone, right?
And do you have like a special or specific moment to enjoy a cuppa? Is it an opportunity for you
Yeah.
to reflect? Is it an opportunity for you
Yes.
to just like escape the chaos?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I actually really love the 3-in-1 Jacobs. So I have it every
Ooh,
morning. I make sure I stock up on that.
Yeah.
But I need to have my coffee in the morning. If I don't have it, I need to wait until like midday and I order for it to arrive. So yeah, coffee is a thing. I
literally had an opportunity to try the 3-in-1 as well because I was doing an insert, which you guys will get to see in a bit, but it gave me such a kick of confidence,
Yes,
literally, and I was like, well, I'm
yes.
ready to take the challenge on. I'm ready for whatever comes our way.
Yes,
But I
no,
think when
absolutely.
we're talking about the polarities of being ready and being like switched on, we also look at the other end of that spectrum, which
Yeah.
is finding our inner peace.
Yes,
And I think for all of us, it means something different. I
Yes.
think for all of us, that has become something different as we've become older and realized what that actually means to us. So when we talk about inner peace, Sadia, maybe I can bounce this one of you. What does that actually mean to you? Inner peace. What does that envisionment
It's a big
actually?
question,
like
but I think you got this.
in that zone. What does it look
Yes,
like?
Yes. I think, like you said, you touched on it, is it means something different for everybody. So for me, it means being calm in the chaos. So when there's a lot happening around me, what is my reaction? What is my response? But it also comes down to me being my true, authentic self. Because I believe that self-acceptance promotes inner peace.
Wow.
So someone who is, let's say, lacking inner peace is somebody who hasn't accepted themselves and they will always be at war with themselves. So it's learning to, you know, be calm, learning to be anchored almost in the storm, no matter what is happening around you, that you remain secure within yourself. But inner peace also comes down to your inner circle. So who I spend my time with and what I do with the time that I have is what's important, because all of the things that is happening around me and how I feel about myself is what brings true peace.
We are very susceptible to the external influences.
Yes.
So be aware of how we are being influenced.
Yes, absolutely.
Great one, yeah.
You know what, I also have a checklist when it comes to peace or inner peace. And sometimes when I'm feeling chaotic on the inside, I go, okay, Carissa, have you breathed today? Raul's been teaching me about this.
Nice,
Have you
nice.
gone outside? Have you had something
Yes.
nutritional to eat? Have you had your cup of coffee in the morning to
Yes.
bring yourself back to
Yes.
yourself? And I just kind of go through these. And if I haven't ticked
Yes.
any of the boxes, I'm like, girl, get some
Yes.
perspective, you know?
Absolutely. It basically flows through all of that, you know, and our minds are such a powerful thing. It's always, you know, communicating to us. And the important thing is, am I listening to the messages that my body is sending to me? Because sometimes we go through the day and we're missing certain checklists or we're not ticking off the boxes, and that's when we notice that there's something missing. And sometimes we look for it in the wrong places, and that is when I need to kind of take a step back and reevaluate my priorities, reevaluate my checklist. Did I miss something along? Did I miss my coffee in the morning? Something as little as that. You know, it really kind of flows through everything that I do because it has a ripple effect. Every decision that we make in life has a ripple effect. Not having my coffee, or sometimes, you know, not even like meditating. So thank you to Rao for teaching you that, because all of these things have an implication on the way that we think, the way that we feel, and the way that we behave. So it's important that it kind of needs to start up here
And I like that you did a triangle because it all kind of filters
because
down
it almost
from there.
sounds like it's something that you almost create for yourself. Inner peace is not something that you go to.
not external.
It doesn't land on your lap. It doesn't just like arrive and, oh, we're inner peace. You have to work at it. You have to create it. You have to
Absolutely.
venture towards it.
Yes.
I love those sage words of wisdom. Couldn't have said it better, and I think that definitely
yes,
deserves a cheers.
absolutely.
Cheers to that.
Absolutely.
Sure we go.
And every morning here in studio, we make sure that we have our Jacob's cup of coffee. In fact, this one is really delicious. It's the Southeast Asian instant coffee, and it is stunning. The flavors are absolutely aromatic and gorgeous. But I love what you've said, Sadia Rao. Thank you for your words of wisdom too, and thank you for joining us. And until next time that we sit down and break bread together, keep growing, keep glowing, and keep sipping on that wisdom with Jacob's.
This is good, by the way. Oh.
Find your wonderful. Jacob's Wunderbar.
Well, let's
Wow,
get
that was
into more
good.
goodness as we continue drinking our beautiful cup of coffee. We want to get into educating the next generation of South Africans. And somebody at the helm of all of that is Nomzamo Mbatha, the gorgeous girl, not just beauty, but also brains, and making sure that she passes that down. In terms of her legacy, I think she's doing pretty well.
Sure, the legacy is incredible. She's passing down so much, but we're going to also pass down some knowledge your way. It is Health Tuesdays, of course, and we are dealing with so many things. So let's bring cancer into the conversation. How do we deal with it? How do we screen it? And how can we better manage ourselves in this process? Daunting conversations, but we've got you. Don't go anywhere.
At Bonita's, we've got your back. We At Bonita's, we've got your back. We make our plans simple, so they're easy to understand. When you need us, Bonita's. Join now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. It's such a cold morning in South Africa today. I hope all of you are keeping warm wherever you are. But to bring the heat to you, I'm speaking to somebody who I think is the blueprint of excellence. She is literally a woman of power, purpose, and just poise. She's an internationally acclaimed actress, a UNCHR Goodwill Ambassador, and of course the founder of the Nomzamo Lighthouse Foundation. Over the past decade, Nomzamo Mbatha has used her light to illuminate and take care of South Africa's very, very less fortunate. Nomzamo has been speaking to people and just growing careers all over. As we commemorate Youth Month, we're speaking to her today just to see how she has been creating opportunities and just giving people dignity. Let's welcome Nomzamo Mbatha. How are you?
I'm so wonderful. I'm freezing.
I know, but when we were speaking to royalty here. See what I did there?
Where there's a state of mind, I see you.
Nomzamo, you never sit down. How have the past few months been for you on and off the camera?
Yeah, I feel like, in the Color Purple, all my life I had to fight. But these past couple of months have been incredible. They've been absolutely amazing. I feel like I'm at a new pivot in my life. I feel like I'm doing purposeful work. I feel like I've stepped into my destiny, into the legacy that I'm creating for myself for the rest of my life. It's been fun. I do the thing that I really love, which is to travel. I love to travel, but also I love doing good and making good famous. So just being purposeful about that. And of course, our show's coming out.
Of course.
And so I'm so excited about that I get to work with incredible brands. I get to advocate for the world's most marginalized. And then I also get to just be in front of the camera and behind the camera as an executive producer and just live out my wildest dreams. It's been an amazing time, Alfie.
Oh, it's absolutely so beautiful to walk and just live in your purpose.
Yeah.
Because every single day just is worth living, all right?
You're doing that.
I'm trying. I try. You founded the Nomzamo Lighthouse Foundation in 2015, right? And over the past decade, you've been doing so much, impacting people. Tell us about that.
It's been an incredible journey. In 2015, it was just almost like a culmination of who I've always been. I was in advocacy work when I was still a teenager in school. The first time I left South Africa, I went to Kenya with Save the Children Sweden, and I was doing all this amazing work. And then when I garnered the fame, it was just a natural progression to use my platform for good. And I think by the year like 2016, 2017, we were like, okay, we need to formalize this thing so that we can be able to work with more partners and branch out. We can be able to have a greater reach where it doesn't feel like a noble act, but something that's purposeful and something that has actual strategy and vision. And so that's how it kind of came together in just the formalization of it. And I think the journey has been incredible. The Lighthouse can boast and say we have 300 graduates under our belt.
300?
Absolutely.
Wow, that deserves a round of applause.
Thank you. Because when we started, it was about eradicating debt. And we had about 150 students in the first year. We were able to eradicate their student loans.
My goodness.
People who could not be able to graduate, who couldn't get their certification because of, that outstanding fee. So we know that we can be able to boast in that. And also just like assisting young people across the country in primary schools and high schools, that's the core of my being. That's the calling of my heart. And to see that our work can be able to impact communities. Yay! I was a beneficiary in, ngiyabonga sis Nomzamo. Sengu sis Nomzamo phela.
Sis Nomzamo.
Yeah, sengu sis Nomzamo. So, yeah.
It's been 10 years, all right?
Yeah.
And you have done so much to children all across the country, all right?
Yeah.
But I want to understand, how is the focus of child-headed households been a huge factor in what you do? And why did you identify that gap specifically?
Alfie, we're going to get personal a little bit here. I was raised in a child-headed home. I was raised in an elderly-headed home. And I'll say child-headed not because of anything, but because my uncles and my father died when I was quite young. And the responsibility to assist my grandmother in the household kind of fell on me. I had my older brother and my older sister. And so we then became the people who had to assist, in navigating the household, how to go about things. If there's any crisis, if there's a grocery list, I'm writing the grocery list. My grandmother's pension, I'm counting it. And I'm saying, okay, so grosa la, so tenga la, so ganza ini lesia ibege ya tokotela le. So and also because you grew up in Guamash, and so you're very much exposed to child-headed homes, and particularly after the HIV and AIDS epidemic, when it really ravaged so many families. For me, it was the main focus. I said, there's so many young people who are left parentless, who are running their households. We've got to be able to. So many 16, 17-year-olds who have to drop out of school because they've got to go and find a piece job so that they can take care of their younger siblings. So really, the focus of child-headed homes was very important to us.
Sure. That's how diamonds are made in the rough. And it just goes to show that she's really been cooked. Thank you so much for joining us, Nomzamo. You look absolutely amazing. And may you keep on shining wherever you go, whether here or international.
I have to speak about one more thing before you chase me away. One more. We just announced an incredible partnership with the Cotton On Foundation, where we are launching the literacy program called Beyond Words. We want to find the most amazing schools around the country. We want to refurbish, renovate and fully kit out libraries, because we are about reading for meaning. The statistics speak for themselves, and we got the incredible endorsement from the Minister of Basic Education. So, when the time comes, please submit your schools. We want to find your impeccable students, and we want to give them the tools, the vocabulary and the language to save their lives.
Make sure you get your school onto that list. I know Carissa has got the news headlines in Cape Town. Carissa, what's going on in the mother city? Lava.
Well, let me tell you, Alfie, 3 minutes after 8 o'clock, we've got to get into those national headlines. And thank you to Nomzamo once again for joining us. A man died after jumping from the rooftop of Hotel Sky out in Cape Town on Monday afternoon, leaving the local community in shock. Now, Western Cape Police confirmed that Cape Town Central SAPS and crime scene experts are investigating the circumstances. A post-mortem will determine the individual's age, race, and exact cause of death. Now, authorities are appealing to the public for information. Anyone who may have witnessed the incident is urged to contact Crime Stop on 08600 10111. In other news in the country, Higher Education Minister Nobuhle Nkabane has revealed that universities and TVET colleges owe the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, or NSFAS, a combined 11.94 billion rand for the 2017 to 2023 academic years. Of this, 10.46 billion rand is owed by universities and 1.48 billion rand by TVETs. The figures are a pending reconciliation process between NSFAS and the institutions. Now, this revelation comes as NSFAS continues to face challenges, including delayed student allowances. In your international news-making headlines, about 700 U.S. Marines are being deployed to Los Angeles to safeguard federal sites amid protests over President Donald Trump's immigration policies. The temporary deployment, announced by U.S. Northern Command, comes as National Guard reinforcements remain en route. A Trump-backed calls for Governor Gavin Newsom's arrest after California opposed National Guard deployment, fueling further political division. Meanwhile, Israel naval forces boarded and seized the British-flagged yacht Madeleine, carrying Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and other pro-Palestinian activists on Monday. The vessel tried to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza to deliver symbolic aid and highlight the humanitarian crisis. Now, Israel called the mission a, quote, stunt and labeled Thunberg an, quote, anti-Semite. Passengers, including French MEP Rima Hassan, were detained in international waters and taken to Ashdod port for medical checks. And closing off your last bit of news for today, a 7-year study by South African and UK universities reveals that removing rhino horns drastically reduces poaching. Now, researchers analysed nearly 2,300 rhinos dehorned between 2017 and 2023 across 10 reserves in the Greater Kruger region and a Mozambican sanctuary. Now, poaching dropped by 78% in these areas, despite almost 2,000 rhinos being killed during the study period. The findings, published in Science, highlight dehorning as an effective, affordable method to protect the world's largest rhino population from illegal hunting. Well, that is where we leave your news for this morning. Let's get those final sporting details from Ryle.
Thank you so much, Carissa. And yes, one last time, let's dive into the world of sport. And starting with football news, now Kevin De Bruyne netted a late winner as Belgium edged Wales 4-3 after surrendering a 3-0 lead in their 2026 World Cup qualifier. Now, early goals from Lukaku, Tielemans and Doku gave Belgium control, but Wales hit back to level. Now, De Bruyne sealed the win in the 88th minute, handing Craig Bellamy his first loss as Wales' boss. Well, speaking of football news, in Manchester City have signed Wolves left-back Ryan Atanuri, and that was for £31 million on a 5-year deal. Now, the Algeria international will be available for the upcoming Club World Cup, and this is where City face Wydad AC, Al Ain and Juventus. Now, City are also closing in on deals for AC Milan's Tijani Reinders, as well as Lyon's Ryan Cherki. Well, from all the football news, we now move to rugby, and Scotland prop Zander Ferguson has been ruled out of the British and Irish Lions tour to Australia, and that's due to a calf injury. Now, Ireland's Finlay Bealham replaces him in the squad, and the Lions began preparations in Dublin on Monday, with the Portugal training camp ahead of their June 20 opener against Argentina and 3 tests starting July the 19th. Well, something to celebrate from the world of cricket with Hashim Amla, Graham Smith and MS Dhoni, who are among 7 new inductees into the ICC Hall of Fame. Now, Amla made history with a 311 not-out test knock, while Smith captained a record 109 tests. Now, also honoured amongst them was Matthew Hayden, Daniel Vettori, Sana Mir, as well as Sarah Taylor, and all for their impact across men's and women's cricket. Well, that's a roundup of all things sport. We'll definitely dive into it again tomorrow morning with the latest. But for now, though, many of you heading out on the road, so let's see how we can assist you one last time in the world of traffic.
Well, let's check out your roads this morning. We start out in Woodstock in Cape Town, where there's been an accident on the N2 inbound at Philip Khosana. All lanes are open with no expected delays. However, do exercise extra caution when passing through that affected area. Now, heading over to Kales River, but sticking in the mother city, minor congestion is being experienced along the R300 northbound at the N1 inbound ramp. Wherever you are headed this morning, do buckle up and make sure you arrive alive on this Tuesday. That wraps up your roads. Let's check out your weather. Well, in your weather news, the South African Weather Service has issued alerts for disruptive snowfall across parts of the Free State, Eastern Cape and the Northern Cape. A cut-off low pressure system will bring wet, windy and very cold conditions to central and southern South Africa, excluding Limpopo and parts of the northwest. Now, snow is expected along the Lesotho border and in mountainous areas where several passes may become inaccessible. Residents and farmers are also urged to take safety precautions. Now, before we leave your weather news, we have to check in with the sunrise view for that cherry on top. And Willie from the Eastern Cape definitely did it justice. As the last picture from today and getting into our final hour of the show, he said, "Let me introduce you to the Eastern Cape like you haven't seen." Absolutely beautiful with the water meeting the grassland and the sky. Thank you, Willie, for doing a fantastic job at capturing this morning. 14-degree high is what you can expect on your side of town. And remember, you can share your morning view with us in 0630369649. That is the WhatsApp line. And we're going to check out your temperatures for the rest of your Tuesday.
Thank you so much, Cape Town. It's time for your money. Pusha, Panda, play Powerball and Powerball Plus to win yourself an estimated 36 million rands in jackpots this Tuesday. You play a Powerball and get yourself a 20 million rand estimated jackpot, and of course 16 million rands with that Powerball Plus. How would you not take that opportunity?
Sana,
Come on.
it's waiting for you. So all you got to do, Mzansi, is buy your tickets now in store or nationallottery.co.za. The mobile app, cell phone banking also works, or you can simply dial *120 *7529 hash for USSD. It is that simple. But then, my friend, we have posted all of these details on our Expresso Show pages, so you can go and check them out over there. Because at the end of the day, you have to panda, Pusha
and play.
Exactly. It is Powerball and Powerball Plus for 36 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. My friend, you could hit it lucky, but you need to go and play. We're always crossing fingers for you, ne?
Please.
One thing we also cross fingers for is that you don't go anywhere, because we're going to be lonely if you leave us.
Definitely, you
see?
can't. Please.
Exactly.
Your separation anxiety is not a good thing.
No,
guys.
no, no.
Come on.
Especially for the Feel Good Breakfast Show family. So let's tell you what's coming up.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we always need to have those very important conversations, particularly around something such as cancer. It happens to so many people. It affects so many families even. So this is why we're getting into the treatment, the support, and the care when it comes to cancer.
But of course, the Joburg Favorite Arts Weekend is coming through. It's called the Red Fest 2025. Check it out and let's see what we're going to be talking about. We'll see you shortly after this.
So they're easy to understand. Bonitas, join now.
welcome back, Mzansi. Of course, we are always bringing you the best conversation. And let's take another big box in health and talk about cancer, which affects all of us. And I think something that all of us need to really understand when it comes to what's going on in this world. Now, today we are joined by two incredible experts, Laura Johnston, the CEO of Phytoceutics, as well as Dr. Lisa Dalmeyer, an oncologist at Southern Oncology at the Vincent Pallotti Hospital in Cape Town. And they're here to shed light on early detection, treatment options, and the role of supplements in supporting cancer care. Firstly, ladies, how are we doing this morning?
Good. Good, thank you.
Yeah, listen, this is something that I know affects so many of us, either directly or indirectly. And what I'm noticing of late is that there seems to be a bit of a shift or a change. And I don't know if this is true and apparent, but in the past, cancer almost used to be associated with older people, so to speak, adults and those that have kind of lived their life. But now I'm seeing that it seems as though youngsters are being affected by it. Or is that just the case of us being able to diagnose these issues earlier than we were in the past? Doc, what's going on here?
So this is a question we get asked a lot. And I think, you know, for those of us who deal with cancer and treat cancer, it's our experience as well. You know, there are younger people being diagnosed.
Yeah.
I think the reality is that there's just more of an awareness of cancer. And I think our screening protocols are so much better. Social media has made a huge difference. You know, our population is also growing, so obviously we have to consider that. But I don't think we can say that it's become more common. I think it's just that we are more aware and better picking it up earlier, which is obviously also better for treatment and treatment outcomes.
When should we be screening? How often do we screen? And let's say we were possibly even diagnosed, do we continue with that screening as well?
So the thing is with screening, what true screening is that you're actually you are investigating a population that is not symptomatic. That's the true definition of screening. So if you have symptoms, that's completely different. And in South Africa, we actually don't have really good screening protocols. We often rely on, you know, the protocols that we kind of inherit from, you know, around the world. But I think the big ones that people want to know about, so breast cancer for women is a very common one. The protocols generally stipulate to screen from the age of 40. For men, it would be prostate cancer, and that's also from 40, so you'd go and have PSA test. And then probably the other big one would be colorectal cancer, where you go for screening colonoscopies. It used to be the age of 50, and it's now been dropped to the age of 45. And then also just to mention for our climate, you know, being in the southern hemisphere, we are very exposed to the sun, and, you know, our skins are quite high risk, so it's also important that you kind of have that looked at on a regular basis. But that would probably be the biggest kind of screening protocols.
Yeah, and I would urge, obviously, everybody to take an opportunity and go get screened, because it could potentially save your life at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
One thing that's also becoming quite a trend in this space, and I'm sure with regards to contentious topics in oncology, and I'm sure you've read a lot of those, is alternative medicine.
Yeah.
And there's all these new fads coming through, new diets that we're always hearing about. With this world of alternative medicine, does it apply to the space that you're working in?
Yeah, it's a very difficult question, and we get asked it a lot. You know, our patients who are embarking on treatment, they want to know what diet they should follow, what supplements they should have. And to be honest, we don't have a clear answer. I generally say to my patients that, you know, I stay in my lane, and my lane is the science. And so we, you know, we treat our patients according to trials and to protocols that have been based on evidence. But it's not to say that supplements and alternatives are not important. We just don't always know how they interact with our drugs, and that's the problem.
This is a great way for us to chat about what we do know. And Laura, when it comes to supplements, that's something that you know so well and so true. How do you think this fits into this world, especially for maybe patients that have been diagnosed? Is there a way that you can assist them in dealing with such incidences?
Yeah, so we work very closely with healthcare practitioners, and we don't interfere with their protocols. And we always say, speak to your healthcare practitioner before you embark on a supplement regime. So we don't get involved where there's chemotherapy, where you're undergoing radiation, chemo, and you know, pharmacological treatment. Where we get involved is where a patient's in remission. So there, you know, it's important to restore your bone health, because chemo can take its toll on your bones. So taking things like magnesium, vitamin D, crucial for bone health. Then you've got supporting your immune system, and specifically making sure you're not in an inflamed state, because cancer and many lifestyle diseases are, you know, inflammatory conditions. So biocurcumin is an ingredient that has shown a lot of research in the remission phase as an anti-inflammatory and has shown a lot of promise. So this is something a lot of people will take when they're in their remission. But then, you know, Lisa and I were saying it's also very important not to overburden your liver and your kidneys because you've been through so much already with your treatment protocol. So stick to the basics, speak to your doctor, and, you know, maybe pick 1 or 2 key things that you want to address rather than, you know, taking a whole bouquet of products.
Yeah, but the beauty is that there are options, right?
There are options.
All right, well, listen, this is a great conversation. Now, before we leave, I wanted to find out, in terms of any parting tips, words of wisdom, and I know a lot of people are overwhelmed by this entire topic, and cancer is such an invasive thing for all of us, and it affects us in such a way. Anyone that might be going through some issues, wanting to get early detection, what advice do you have just in general with this space?
I'd say to people, you know, obviously friends and family want to know, what do we look out for? I think the important thing is, listen to your body. If anything is not right or doesn't feel right, you know, listen to it, because often there are signs that something is perhaps lurking. So I think don't ignore symptoms, rather go see your GP, go to the clinic, have yourself checked out. If you feel any abnormal lumps or bumps, don't ignore them, rather just have it checked out.
Well, enriching, educating, and this is what these conversations are about. So thank you, ladies, so much for doing exactly that. And I think if there's any one thing to take away from this, it would be that early detection is a solid treatment plan, and supporting our health with the right supplements can definitely make all the difference. Now, the more we know, the better we can support ourselves and those we love. So for more on health and wellness, you definitely want to visit phytoceutics.com.
Optimize your gut health with Phytoceutics range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code Expresso for 15% off at phytoceutics.com.
Great conversation, and still so much more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When it comes to being in the kitchen, we know exactly our way around it. So allow us to introduce you to a lamb Rogan Josh roti. Maybe something you've tried before, but this flavor combo we're putting together, it's going to be absolutely amazing. A roti wrap like you've never seen before. And then we've been anticipating this moment for quite some time. Josie, let me tell you, get ready for goodness, as the Red Fest is coming your way really soon. And I know that Alfie and Zanele have the details on that. So we'll get into it straight after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
Zanzi, it's always so good to be with you. I tell you over and over again because it's just that good. Right here, right now, we get to celebrate because in just 2 days' time, we are getting to be a part of yet again the Red Fest 2025, honey. It's going to be big. It's going to be beautiful. And friend, now it's powered by 5FM.
Oh, yes,
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. Amplified by the power of 5. And more than anything else, my friend, it is all about how in these 2 days, Red Hill School is going to become the cultural hotspot in Johannesburg, where there's music, art, celebrations, and so much more. And more than anything else, I also love the fact that it is being celebrated in Youth Month, because it is all about the young people that are making culture just burst with color in our country. So joining us yet again, it is Joseph Gerasi, who's here to tell us all about it in terms of hashtag Redfest 2025. Let's welcome him back, everybody. Mr. Jarasi, you bring us nice things this morning, when hey?
I have had the most amazing time.
Yes.
You know, being on the set with your crew and seeing the vibe that you guys have here. I think everybody should get up early in the morning and watch you guys.
You see, you're so lovely because you guys were the vibe. So thank you for bringing that.
We've loved it. Thank you.
But speaking of the vibe, let's get to Redfest 2025 because this is so exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, back yet again, bigger and better even. Talk to us a little bit just about what exactly it is that we can be expecting, but also why it was just so right that you're partnering with the biggest youth station in the country, 5FM. And I don't just say that because I'm the drive time host.
No. I'm going to start with 5FM, and I'm going to actually thank 5FM because actually they saw our kids when they won the War Cry Championships.
Yeah.
And they were so impressed with our students that they came to us and they said, how can we be more involved with you as a school? We really loved your students.
Yeah.
You seem to have a great vibe at your campus. How can we be involved? And we said, you're the miracle we've been waiting for, a media partner who will just spread the news because Redfest is amazing, but it's the best kept secret in South Africa because we're only a school and we don't have that kind of money to be able to advertise. And that's where 5FM have come in and we really appreciate their support.
I love
Mr.
that.
Jarasi, I just want to get a sense because this festival seems to be something so important, you know, to Red Hill. How does the festival also incorporate the school's missions and, you know, values?
Okay. For us, education is all about arts education.
Come on.
Both from a cognitive point of view, we know that students who take part in the arts, music, visual arts, drama, academically are much better than students that do not take part in drama and theatre.
Snaps, yes, that's what
Absolutely, absolutely. So when they think people in theatre, you know, could only do arts, no, they could do anything they want to do. They chose to do the arts.
Love that.
Because they have a passion for the arts.
Yes.
But also it's very important to us because I think especially in the world that we live in this diverse world, diversity brings so much, but it also brings a lot of conflict because we don't understand each other.
Yeah.
And often people try and get young people to understand difference by trying to intellectualize it. You can't intellectualize it. You've got to feel it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's the arts that allow us to feel.
Hi, Mr. Jarasi.
Speak on me.
Speak on me. These words, they are hitting me in my heart.
boom.
And also, Mr. Jarasi, where were you when I was a kid? They told me I needed to be a doctor. Oh, my goodness. But talk to me a little bit about why it's so important that Redfest happens in the month of youth.
Okay. So we played around with when we should have it, and we've ultimately decided that we need to celebrate young people in a world of professional artists because young people do amazing things. They're just not always given credit for what they do.
Yeah.
So what we do is we start Thursday evening with the opening, which we have Vicky Sampson, who is opening with her cabaret, which will be amazing, and we also have an arts festival.
Beautiful.
So how do we actually incorporate the two? We have professional artists that will put on their display their artwork, but we also have the best in student art, so that they feel that they're part of a professional art exhibition. Then we go to Friday, and we've invited all schools to take part all day on our education program. We have the top directors, the top musicians, the top choreographers, the top productions that are on our campus, and we have students going to all of these shows so that they can see what's on offer. Then we go Friday evening, we go into the weekend with fully professional productions. We have a music festival, we have the likes of Zolani Mahola, we have Arno Costens, we have the amazing Mzansi youth choir, and I got to say, my next lifetime, I want to be as talented as the members of Mzansi so I can perform with them.
Me too. We tried to see if we could join earlier on.
Yeah.
They told us to keep trying.
When you see them on Saturday night at Redfest, that audience goes, anybody out there who wants to have a star act at their, you just phone Mzansi.
An international act even, Mr. Jarasi.
International on our campus. We've got Matthew Mole, we've got Rubber Duck, we've got, they're all out there.
It's a lot.
The whole weekend. We've got 80 artisanal markets, so we've got proudly South African goods being sold on there. We've got children productions like Goldilocks and the Three Bears and Mother Goose and the Railway Children.
Wait, Mr. Jarasi, I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Do that.
Out of all of those things, which one is the most exciting for you? Which one are you looking for?
Out of all these productions,
Yeah.
I think You Strike a Woman, You Strike a Rock is an amazing production. And even in Youth Month, you know, for young people to remember their history and to remember the power of women when they marched to Pretoria, really important. So a lot of our productions talk about those type of things.
Love that.
And then on the Monday, Youth Day, we then invite the top South African schools productions, whether they are marimbas, orchestras, plays, and they perform on the Monday. So we get our audiences who can come see the best of student theatre.
Does it have to be a school? We can sing, Alfie and I. So
Anytime. We'll headline.
I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to do a solo, Mr. Jarasi, sign now.
I'm just really excited about this, Mr. Jarasi, because, I mean, you know, all of this action coming through these musicians, orchestras, and all of that sort of stuff. How do I get a ticket?
You get on to www.redfest.co.za. We have an amazing website. You can get on, see the theatre productions, see the music acts, see what's happening, what you can buy at the markets. Everything is on there, and you can just click on and book, and it takes you straight to our booking site, and you get your tickets there.
Beautiful.
Really not expensive. I think for 390 Rand, you can get a full 5-day weekend pass.
Oh, come on.
So you can be there all weekend.
Yes.
Or you can just buy one ticket to see a show and you get free entrance onto the campus.
We love it.
Brilliant. I love that so much. Thank you so much for giving us all of this insight.
Thank you, guys. Really
Definitely be there. You have to go to Red Fest, because if you're not there, it's not a festival.
Exactly. And if you're not there, you're losing. And you don't want to be a loser. And we want you to win, okay? So do the right thing. It is, of course, Red Hill School that is doing such a beautiful festival yet again. Like we said, it's bigger, it's better for 2025. Hashtag RedFest 2025 is the name of it. And you need to be a part of it. You heard. It is redfest.co.za. That's simple. Tickets from Ticket Pro from 150 Rand, and it's so easy for you to be a part of it. And friends, I think that we've got plans for the weekend.
No, but also, you know what they don't know, is that the Mzansi Youth Choir is going to be performing
right now.
Just here.
Exactly.
I'm going to be joining in alto. Will you take...
Excuse me, I just asked you to be my duet, and you said no. So therefore, I will be joining the Mzansi Youth Choir, okay, because they will be performing in a little bit. But don't go anywhere. It's all happening right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Cape Teasy, what's good, baby?
Well, Zanele and Alfie, thank you so much for bringing us the plug on our weekend. Absolutely sorted. So now just what we got to do is sort out World Official Spice and Herb Day. That's what we're celebrating. It is today, and we're going to mark the occasion by taking the beloved classic Rogan Josh curry and giving it an indulgent twist. Now, just imagine this, right? All those rich, warming spices wrapped up in a soft roti, then topped with a cooling herb fresh yogurt sauce. Sounds delicious, right? Well, let's put it together. It's everything you love about this iconic dish, and now in a handheld feast that's perfect for sharing. So Chris and I are on duties here today. Again, we're using the Rogan Josh curry spice, all the ingredients and how to do it, all on the back of the pack. So let's do exactly that, right?
Absolutely. So the onions are in.
Yes, our second attempt.
Our second attempt. We barely started the recipe.
A little bit of a spatula,
Let's
maybe.
see if we got a spatula. You know what? We're going to use a spoon today.
We're using a spoon. Maybe try get your utensils right before you cook in the kitchen.
I'm going to get it right for you, don't
I'm going
worry.
to carry on just showcasing how we start this recipe. So pans on, onions are in, we've got some oil as well, and what we're going to essentially do, like many other recipes, is saute the onions.
Yes.
Not only the onions that we are going to be working to this, but eventually what we
I got you.
Lady of the hour, thank you so much. Perfect stuff. So as we were saying, sauteing the onions, we've got what we're going to add to this as well is some garlic. We've got some tomato. Yum.
This might will it come out? Okay.
Yep,
You
that's
might need to
perfect.
use
I'll
the
add the rest.
spatula.
I'll get the rest of that out. Thank you so much.
Now, does our salt and pepper go on the meat or in the dish?
We can add the salt and pepper just a little bit later. We
okay.
kind of want to get our saute on as well, just a little bit longer. But I mean, everybody has a variation in terms of when they do add their salt and pepper.
Yeah.
We've got salt, pepper, water, and a little bit of other things that we are going to be using for this. But let's not forget, obviously, the Rogan Josh curry spice.
Yes.
That is pretty much the hero here. We're going to be adding 2 tablespoons to this one.
Lovely.
And like you've seen earlier, it really is taking all the think and the fuss out of putting a recipe together, and the smell that you
The
get.
smell alone, hey? It's so fragrant.
It's enough fuel to get you finishing this meal with gusto, with enthusiasm, and maybe creating a memory out of it. And there's such a good profile to this. A little bit of spice, a little sweetness. You
Depth
can see
of
it all coming
flavor.
together. Yeah. This is why I got the water here. As you can see, it's kind of just drying a little bit more than I wanted to. That's also depending on your pot when you do put the onion in and how long you take to saute.
Jamie Oliver, I never knew.
We're learning. Look, I've got incredible fairies out here, some of the likes of Tiff that you can really just steal information from.
Nice.
But this is looking good. It's smelling good as well. Thanks, you can add a little bit more water into that. And now what we can do is add some of that salt and pepper and some of the meat to this as well, because
let me go
we've
with
now created
this.
that bath of flavor.
We
We've used the
have.
spices, like we said earlier. You can bask in the flavors ambiance.
Nice.
And now we're just going to get the meat all up in this, so really get that flavor.
I wish you could smell what's happening in the kitchen right now.
There's a sweetness coming through on this that I can't
can
quite
pick that
put
up.
my finger on, but it is just working so well. Again,
Some
like we said,
coriander, cumin, chilies, bay leaves, paprika, fennel.
maybe it's the Baileys, maybe it's just the entourage effect, but again, I don't know if you can see this, but the meat is browning so perfectly. As you can see, it's taking in all that flavor, sucking it all up, and like just dancing around in it. And this is pretty much like the part that's gonna make you go, okay, I'm starting to feel like a chef now.
Yeah,
I'm starting to feel like the real
100%.
deal.
I like that. I really, when I order Indian food, I always go for like either Rogan Josh, and recently came across this incredible dish. I love dal, and it's a dal gosh. And so it's got dal, but with lamb pieces in it.
Ooh, that's smart.
And that combination blew my mind. And so this is definitely up my alley. Do we add some dal gosh?
I love the sound of that. Do you have yours generally with like a rice?
I do naan.
Yeah? Oh, naan. Oh, yeah. A garlic naan. That's
I love
like
that.
an absolute game
And
changer.
recently I've been eating the aloo partha, which is like, it kind of is like naan, but it's like got potatoes on the inside of it.
Okay.
Really like smushed up. I don't know how to explain it. It's an experience. You have to have it for yourself.
Okay, so
It's really
we've got
good.
a few more of our ingredients that we need to add to this, right? So we've got some, this is a canned tomato.
Canned
that we have.
tomato.
So we can pop that in here. It looks like the meat is almost ready to go. I don't want to overcook the meat though, because I like having a nice sort of encapsulated outside,
Nice.
really worked and brown, but the inside nice and soft and tender. And I think
Beautiful.
with something like lamb, you can really do the work on it. So, oh my gosh.
I know, it's fantastic. I'm
Look
not a
how
little
good
bit more
this
water
looks.
for more
Thank you so
sauce.
much for adding that water, which is just creating a nice sort of a sauce for this. It is looking incredible. Honestly, your house is going to be filled with flavor. You're going to absolutely love this one coming together, and pretty much that's the end of this. Once you have gotten to a point where you are happy with this and you feel like it's almost at the end and you've browned that meat to perfection, this is that moment where you want to just add a little bit of yogurt. What it's going to do is kind of cut through those spices and really
Any
just
of the
bring
spice.
and bring all the balance together. So we can pretend like we're at that point now. You can add some of the yogurt to this, and voila, Mzansi. Our mix is pretty much done. We've just got to somehow plate this together. So let me stir this all up for you.
You do that, and we do have some made lamb Rogan
nice.
Josh over here. And all that's left to do is put it together on our wraps to make our lamb roti wraps. So we're going to have the base of what I would call like a tzatziki, kind of like a herbed yogurt dressing. So just put that down the middle. Delicious. I'll do yours too. And then you just have to go in with your lamb. Simple 2 ingredients, fall apart meats with lots of sauce. And you can be as generous as you'd like to be.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Or have the diet version, Kyle would. You like lamb, Ro?
I am a sucker for lamb.
Are you?
Yeah, absolutely love it. On a braai, cooked in a dish. It doesn't matter where you have it or how
All
you
of
have
the
it.
above.
I think lamb just pairs so perfectly. So it's a lot of creativity that can come from this. I've never seen a roll like that.
You haven't?
What did you do?
Okay, I spilt a little bit on it.
What was that? Look at this technique, Mzansi. It's like a fold-over roll.
How do you roll your wraps?
I've never seen this. Mzansi, this is where it's at. That's how fun and how easy this recipe is. Full of flavor. Look at the center of that. Get it at expressoshow.com. And hey, official cheers. Come on.
All right,
Get on the
cheers.
thing over here, Mzansi.
We'll see you now.
Oh, it's delicious. Oh, get some of this. Expressoshow.com, and we'll see you around the corner. Wow. Flavor. Hello.
In celebration of World Herb and Spice Day, we're giving you the chance to win a flavor-packed Cape Herb and Spice hamper to take your cooking to the next level. To enter, simply tell us how Cape Herb and Spice has helped you spice up your cooking game. Don't forget to use hashtag Cape Herb and Spice in your answer. Competition closes Friday the 13th of June. T's and C's apply.
Wow, our mouths are full of deliciousness. So reminder, get this recipe at expressoshop.com. You will not be disappointed. And don't go anywhere with that being said, because listen, we are into winter. A lot of us dealing with a lot of issues when it comes to the lungs. So helping you breathe, helping you deal with anything relating to lung issues, don't worry, we've got you covered. It is, of course, Health Tuesdays.
It is Health Tuesdays, which means that this
good.
is a healthy recipe we
Yep.
can continue tucking into.
Ooh, I'm here for that. Let's tuck in, cheers, and let's look forward to some good music around the corner too, because the choir's about to perform for us. Red Hill Festival, it's going down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Wow, we did this?
Dreaming of the ultimate kitchen glow up? You could win a fully fitted Easy Life kitchen worth 450,000 Rand, complete with premium Caesarstone countertops and 50,000 Rand installation covered by ABSA. Head to your nearest Easy Life kitchen showroom, scan the QR code, strike a selfie in your favorite kitchen setup, and fill out the in-store entry form. Kitchen dreams made easy. Entries close 30th of June. T's and C's on easylifekitchens.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, Mzansi, welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Tuesdays, and that means it's Tuesdays, and we're choosing to bring you nothing but the good stuff and educate you when it comes to your health. So we often think of winter as cold and flu season, but for many people, especially those with respiratory sensitivities, it's also a time when the lungs face serious strain. And whether it's difficulty breathing, chest tightness, or managing a chronic condition, winter can especially be hard on your respiratory system.
I'm pretty sure you're nodding away if this does include you. And today we're joined by Dr. Shikar Motilel, specialist physician and pulmonologist, to help us understand the deeper story behind our symptoms and how we can care for our lungs more effectively this season. So Doc, welcome. Welcome back. Let me say thank you so much for sharing the space with us.
Thank you very much for the invitation to join you today.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, man. Looking absolutely incredible. But more importantly, I think it's time to serve Mzansi, because this is a stressful time. A lot of people dealing with many issues. So So let's talk about these issues, because obviously we have signs of lung distress, and some of us might just think, hey, it's a normal cold, right? But this might not be the case. So what are some of those subtle but yet important symptoms indicating that the lungs might not be coping with whatever it's dealing with?
You're absolutely right, and that's because many respiratory symptoms often mimic other benign conditions, making them easy to miss. And there are red flags which I always recommend to patients and people in general to watch out for.
Yeah.
These include persistent cough, especially when it's lasting more than 3 weeks.
Oh, wow, okay.
Whether it's wet or dry, but particularly if it contains blood or if it's worsening at night and waking a patient up. Other symptoms also include persistent shortness of breath, especially on minimal exertion or even at rest, unexplained fever, drenching night sweats, and unintentional weight loss. Recurrent chest infections, and as a rule of thumb, 3 or more infections a year, are another warning sign for patients to look out for. People who have low oxygen levels can sometimes manifest with a bluish tinge of their fingertips or even their lips. So that's important to look out for. And of course, anyone with sleep-disordered breathing can have excessive snoring at night, so much so that often their partner recognizes that they're snoring and waking them up, or it can be heard in other rooms. Alternatively, they may be very sleepy during the daytime and wake up at night with gasping episodes. So these are red flags to watch out for. And remember that early attention and prompt medical treatment can save lives, and that's where seeing a respiratory specialist like myself will help.
I would hope so. And I saw
like
Carissa
that.
looking at her fingers there just to
I
check.
said, are they blue?
Listen, if you're coughing up blood, that's definitely a sign to
That's a
go and
telltale
seek some
sign.
assistance.
For sure. Now, Doc, for those living with conditions like asthma, for example, and also COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, maybe you could also break that down for us. What are some adjustments that they can make in their day-to-day living that can actually improve their well-being?
Great question. So asthma and COPD represent a spectrum of airways disease, in particular obstructive airways disease. But there are many lung conditions or diseases in general that confer a higher risk of infection or illness. And this can range from anyone with immunocompromising conditions like diabetes, cancer, persons living with HIV, other respiratory-related illnesses like interstitial lung disease or bronchiectasis, what we term scarring in the lungs, as well as patients who have cancer or on immunosuppressive treatment like cortisone. So these are your vulnerable at-risk patient populations, and winter's a particularly brutal time for these patients. Why? Well, because of increased exposure to indoor allergens. There's a higher incidence of respiratory infections, usually starting off with the flu, and also there's increased exposure to cold. Now, a useful tactic and guide for these patients is very simple. And firstly, during the winter when it's particularly cold, and actually it should be the norm always, is breathe through the nostrils. The nostrils are very important because what they do is that they humidify and warm air before it enters your airways.
Oh, smart.
At the same time, they contain hair-like particles, and these actually filter out and trap out mucus and secretions and potentially infections. Also, our at-risk populations, including the asthmatics and COPD, should rely on preventative inhalers as opposed to the reliever inhalers. Prevention and preventative inhalers have been shown in studies to actually make a very big role in preventing what we term as exacerbations or worsening of these patients' conditions, and thereby preventing it from getting worse. So too, there are simple, easy-to-do strategies like we've seen in the previous pandemics, like mask wearing, which reduces the risk of droplet infections, hand hygiene with at least 70% alcohol solution, and also some degree of social distancing where it's practical. These vulnerable at-risk populations should also try to get vaccinated with tried and tested robust vaccine strategies that have stood the test of time for many decades now, like the influenza vaccine and pneumonia vaccine. And unfortunately, despite the controversy of other vaccines, these have been given less importance recently, but should not be overlooked. So those are my sort of survival kits for the people who are at risk, especially during this winter period.
Hey, Doc, you've come through with the perfect survival package, and I can't be more grateful that you've educated us and also given us an option in terms of what we need to do. And I think with your advice and for those that are assisting us, your lungs literally are working hard every day, as we've realized, and especially in winter, they need extra support. So clearly, if you are feeling chesty, congested, or just want to stay ahead of the season, you want to definitely speak to your pharmacist about the Adcock Ingram OTC Winter Survival Pack. Now, it's a pack that is packed with essentials to help you breathe easier. And if you want some more tips on staying well this winter, then visit beprepared365.co.za.
I love that. The doc's coming in clutch with all the good advice, and so are your pharmacists. You stand the chance to also win 2,000 Rand cash. There's always something for you. So reply to the competition post on the Expresso social pages and tell us if you usually get a wet or dry cough when you get hit with a cold or a flu. We would love to hear. And don't forget to use that hashtag #AdcockOTCWinter. Now, these entries do close this Sunday, so make sure you enter ASAP, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Thank you so much, Doc. We appreciate that insight.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
They are the amazing pride of Mzansi, so youthful and full of vibrance. Ladies and gentlemen, the globe-trotting Mzansi Youth Choir. Bo, 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 bo. And just like their global reach, they're about to give us their rendition of Everywhere. Just give them a big round of applause. Take it over, my baby. Let's go.
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. I speak a little louder, baby, shout. You know that
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's get you winning some money this morning. Panda Push-Up Play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 36 million rand in total estimated jackpots. And it all goes down this Tuesday, so do not miss out. Play Powerball for an estimated 20 million, and then you get Powerball Plus for an estimated 16 million rand today.
A whole lot of millions, and here's how you do it, right? Buy your tickets now in store on the nationallottery.co.za website, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529 hash and then follow the USSDs.
Now, we posted all these details on our Expresso social pages. Please go and check them out and see the goodness of today's show as well. And you could just win big when you play Powerball and Powerball Plus, and that is for a total of 36 million rand in jackpots today. So play now.
Yeah, we're going to keep playing now because Alfie and Zanella are standing by. They're looking good, but they're only looking good because there's an even better performance coming your way, Mzansi. Let's get ready for it.
Oh my goodness, Cape Town, we love you. Friend, let's try quickly. No, we're going to leave it to the professionals. The Mzansi Youth Choir, you can catch them at Redfest 2025 this weekend, redfest.co.za. Everyone, let's give it up for them. My Universe by Coldplay. It is the Mzansi Youth Choir.
In the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes I watch you rise. There's a paradise that couldn't capture that bright infinity inside your eyes. Never ending forever, baby. You are my universe.
Like Peter Parker moving through the multiverse.
Another feel-good production.
It is the Mzansi Youth Choir, and of course, you know that these are the guys you can catch at the Redfest 2025 this weekend. I know we're going to be there. Hopefully you will as well. But for now, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We love you. See you tomorrow morning.
Tot ziens. Goodbye.